Wow. If everything works for the fucking first time. Please work. I don't want to deal with this shit.
Is your mic on? Is my mic on? What's going on?
Yeah, your mic is on. My mic is on. We are. YouTube is live. That's good. That's a good thing.
Based.
Nice.
Based.
YouTube's faster than Twitch, even though Twitch is a streaming platform. And
Hell
Twitch
yeah.
is
Based.
live. Wow.
Based. Fuck yeah. We're having a good day.
Wow. Everything is.
Everything
working.
is everything is working for once. I'm back home. I'm not in Cincinnati
yeah,
anymore.
we're having a good
I'm
day.
feeling good. I showered. I had my McDonald's. I got my wild turkey. I am a happy boy today. We have a lot. Everything is working for once.
Wow. Wait, let me one thing. Let me check the delay. One sec.
Had my McDonald's. I got my wild
Episode
turkey.
2.1.
I am a happy boy today.
Yeah.
We have a lot. Everything is working
We had
for
to
once.
take a week off to get the full version.
Yes. So everything is working. My mic's a bit low, like always. So I'm just gonna fucking air rape this mic.
Hell yeah, as you should. You should rape.
So, yeah, the We'llNameThisLater podcast officially supports. Finish it.
We officially support ear rape.
Yes.
As a man who has had multiple ear surgeries,
As in you
my
put your
ears
dick-
have been professionally raped many times.
Yeah, a dick went into his ear. So,
Mhm. It was
Ta-
phallic shaped at least.
talking about rape, Chris Chan. What is the
Oh
update?
fuck. So last week I had a lot. This week I've kind of broken it down to the cliff notes, the shit that matters. But we have to mark our calendars, Flapjack. We have an event coming up.
Oh.
This might as well be the Super Bowl of 4chan Kiwi Farms lolcows. September 16th, 2021 at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. There will be court proceedings held for Chris Chan under the charge of incest.
Let's go, dude.
Now, there is a catch.
Ooh.
And this catch could have some very far-reaching repercussions. This could potentially change the way we view trans identity. This could do some crazy shit. So, Chris Chan identifies as a trans woman, correct?
Yes. By the way, Alex, how are you doing?
Virginia incest law does not cover mother-daughter incest. And since Chris identifies as trans enough to be put into a female jail, this puts Virginia in a position of, do they care more about biological gender or self-imposed gender identity, which could take this all the way to the fucking Supreme Court. So, in theory, law students in the future could be studying Chris Chan versus the state of Virginia.
The fuck has happened to this world, man?
What timeline have we need a reset. We need Big Bang 2. The Big Bang was such a cult classic. We need a fucking sequel. The meteor that destroyed the dinosaurs. We need a fucking sequel to that. There needs to be another species that just rises up because we have totally fucked this shit up.
We have Chris Chan this world.
We have Chris Chan. That should be enough to let people know that we have just exhausted all possibilities. We've ruined this save file to the point where I'm just going to restart and make a new game. I'm just going to kill myself. I don't want to exist in this corporeal dimension anymore. I have a game for you, Flappy.
What is the game?
I have a game. It's called Chris Chan or 4chan.
Whoa.
So, I have a list of quotes, and you have to tell me if they came from Chris Chan or if they came from 4chan.
All right.
Are you ready? Are you mentally prepared for this?
I'm never mentally prepared for Chris Chan.
I don't think anybody's mentally prepared for this. Our first quote. I don't hate the idea of a Chad. I just know it's something I will never be. Chris Chan or 4chan?
I think 4chan because Chris Chan thinks he's a Chad.
You are correct. That is
Yes.
4chan.
Let's go.
Hell yeah. Off to a good start. Hell yeah. I am an introvert with a terrible past. I don't want to get too close to people because I'll end up hurting them.
Chris Chan because he's an edgy anime. Protect me.
Wrong. That was 4chan.
Fuck. No.
You're one for two. That's okay. That's okay. I was 3 years old, standing in the living room next to a leather sofa, and for no reason, I told myself to remember this moment forever, and I still do.
Christian.
It's 4chan.
What? Okay.
Ha ha ha. 1 for 3. We got one more. You can at least go 50-50.
50-50, okay.
Now listen here and listen good. I've told y'all, and I've kept it going time and time again, but y'all just keep putting it on. But My Little Pony Generation 5 is canceled. For the good and safety of this timeline, you need to get that shit off the air. If you don't listen to me, Hasbro, and continue pushing Generation 5, you're gonna put this entire timeline in chaos. Chris Chan or 4chan?
Damn. You know, this can be a 50-50. Either this is a test. This is a test with how ridiculous 4chan is, and like Christian could have said all these things, or you just said 3 things that's 4chan and 1 thing that's Christian.
Oh no, I've been caught. It's Christian.
Why is the most ridiculous one Christian?
Because I you know all the stuff I had to comb through to find that quote. He doesn't say anything that's like outwardly like really ridiculous. It's just more how he says it and like the faces he makes. But that one I was like, this is some shit. I love this a lot.
Wait, Mesbeek. What are your thoughts on eugenics coming from Alex?
Eugenics?
Yeah.
Like the old people that inject steroids and shit?
I don't know what the fuck eugenics are.
I don't know. I don't want to see a grandpa who's 75 but like have pecs and shit. I don't really want to see that.
All right.
I feel like that kind of kills them faster because you never see anybody, because they only show that picture of when they're like 69, 70, and they already look old in the face. So you never see them when they're actually off that shit and they dead. I've never seen a buff old guy in a casket. I'm really sorry.
Buff, yeah.
Nobody goes in the forever box looking their best.
I've seen some buff as like old people at the gym.
I don't know.
Like,
I feel like those are the ones that have like all the American traditional tattoos up their arms.
Bro,
and have like a necktie or something.
I saw
That's
one
based.
old like Mexican-looking guy at the gym. He looked exactly like Alex.
Really?
I swear. Yeah. I was
funny.
I was doing my reps and I looked at him. I picked my phone up. I was like, should I take a picture of him and send it to the group?
Yes.
I was like, nah, I'm not an asshole. I should have.
Do you know, dude? Those gym pic Facebooks. Have you gone down like that rabbit hole? I'll also have a thing about Facebook here in a second, but I've gone down the rabbit hole of like people who just, it's like the weird people at Walmart, but for the gym. Like people using the Smith machine, like the little squatting machine for their legs, like actually like trying to do leg curls and shit. It's really fucking funny. There was one big buff dude in a My Little Pony shirt. Funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Damn. Must have been Christian.
I wish we lived in that timeline where Chris.
Bro.
I sent you that video last night of I trolled you guys. I actually work 40 hours a week to support my parents, and I'm not autistic. And it's just the Inside Out by Duster playing. And I'm reading the comments. The comments are so like, wow, I wish I lived in this timeline. I wish he had gotten help. I wish he did this and then dropped off the internet and never came back and just ended up as like the greatest troll ever. Like if he did that and just cut off the internet and he was still as autistic and bad as he is, we would have just thought he was the greatest troll ever. The perception would have been there.
Bro, getting back to the shitty thing, the gender shit. When he said she, where is he getting, like, where's the court at? Is it like California or is it Virginia?
It's Virginia.
Oh, okay.
He lived and was arraigned in Virginia.
I knew when he said, "Oh, it's she." It's 2021. This is gonna, like, people are gonna like look over the whole rape thing and go look at the she thing. I was like on Snapchat today, right? I hate that shit, but I just, like, when I'm bored, I'm just on it. And you have these kind of TV shows on the side, and you can go through them. I saw one about.
Oh yeah, on like the stupid ass explore page.
Yeah. I saw one about Christian. So I was like, yes, I'm gonna watch this. They didn't. They didn't mention the the rape thing once. They talked about him being a she, and about him getting hate from the comments about the comic. That's all they talked about.
Oh, that glosses over
I swear to
so
God,
much, dude.
this guy
This guy burned down his house.
did he?
Yes, dude, he started a fire in his house.
I swear, this
Like,
guy is gonna be like remembered for being a heroic, like, oh, he stood
Please.
up for gender rights and
please,
stuff.
can we not lionize Chris Chan, please? Before this, I was kind of shaky on it with the whole tranny thing. I'm like, okay, I get it. You've been convinced. You're autistic, and I'm sorry that happened to you. But this, it's just one step too far, and everybody's turning on him. So I don't want us to rewrite history to say that Chris Chan was actually like a trans icon, because that is furthest from the truth.
That would be like the worst timeline.
Well, I mean, honestly, what can we expect anymore? What reasons do we have to expect anything good to happen ever? We're about to go into lockdown again.
Really?
Everything is going to shit. Oh, you hear about the Delta variant, my dog?
Hey, I'm not from the US. We already went
This
through another lockdown.
Oh my god, this Delta variant is gonna kill me. I'm gonna kill myself. If we get locked down again, it's fucking over. I am finished.
Alex just suggested castration for Christian. I think that's a very good idea.
Did I tell you the story about how you tried to make a vagina out of his taint?
Yes, you did. It was
Yeah, he took a
horrible.
pocket knife and tried to like cut his taint open. Yeah, he's a fucking retard, dude.
Just chopped that shit open.
Yeah, that's the scariest shit I've ever heard in my life. There's video. Oh my god, his fucking YouTube channel. I was going through it last night. This is how I prepare for the show, people. I stay up till 4 a.m. watching YouTube and just going down rabbit holes and just making notes on said rabbit holes. I don't think of anything throughout the week. My week is just head empty, no thoughts. I am but an egg. That last 12 hours before we go on, I'm a manic man. I am Speedy Gonzalez with white skin. I am just on it. I'm on it. And last night I'm just going through Chris Chan's YouTube, The Quickville Guardian, which sounds like a great newspaper title, first and
Yes.
foremost.
The Guardian, but like retarded.
Every single video, there's just something little in it that makes me so sad. The fact that he's recording all of these videos through the PlayStation game, The Playroom.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh my.
The fact that any mean comment has a whole 3-minute video dedicated to it.
Dude, do you think if Christian would have gone like, he's set free for like a couple of days or something? Because sometimes before you go to prison, you get like, you can walk around or something, like, right?
Yeah, if you get like bail.
Do you think
He has no bail.
You think we can get him on a podcast one day? Because he is involved with like the
We
community and
could.
stuff. Yeah, we
could.
could.
I mean, it would be a stretch.
We could act like fans, and then when he comes on, we just fucking roast shit out of him.
Well, there was this one podcast where the guy knew about it. The guy knew all about Chris Chan, and he had this musician guy that was on. I don't know the specific details, unfortunately, but he had this musician guy who was on who knew nothing about Chris Chan.
Mm-hmm.
So he just brings Chris Chan on just to make this musician feel uncomfortable. And Chris Chan, for the most part, is doing all right until somebody mentions Sonichu. And it's just, we're off to the fucking races. I'll see if I can find the audio, and I'll link it to you, because this is so funny.
Alex said Worth tried to send an email. True. If you never try, you never know. Also, FA.
There is no try.
FA, the Turkish guy in the Discord. I told him about Christian. Every day we used to go to the gym. He's like, "You got any updates, bro?"
Yeah.
he wants to know all about it, bro. He's in.
Tell him to go to kiwifarms.net, bro.
Yeah.
It's everything you need to know. And I mean, the next big update, I have it in my Twitter bio, if you haven't noticed. 9/16/21, bro. We're gonna get something. Somebody's gonna pay for like the court documents or whatnot. We're gonna get something out of
I have
this.
a
This is
feeling
gonna be amazing.
someone's
If
gonna
the
force himself into like the judge or something.
well, it's public. You can go and you can sit in, but because of Virginia law, you can't record it or anything.
We're
So
gonna
there
have
won't
some
be any live recordings or anything.
We're gonna have some autistic people just trying to record or something like that.
Oh, they will be. This is gonna be a shit show.
Yeah,
I wish I could get that time off. I mean, I'm already going to Dallas
bro.
that week, so I don't think I can get more time off.
yeah,
But
let's talk about that in a sec. But imagine the judge. My man is like probably an 80-year-old guy, doesn't know shit about the internet, and then you have a bunch of autists in the fucking court, and
he's some Asian dude. He's some like middle-aged Asian dude who looks. I mean, you know how Asians age. They hit a brick
go
wall
from
at a certain
20
age, but
to
like
80.
yeah, dude, they hit a brick wall. I don't know how they do that. It's the same with black people too. I don't know
Black
how
don't
they
crack.
do that. They don't crack. No, I was talking to this lady at work the other day, and she's 35. I'm like, you look 21. Swear to God. I wouldn't know unless she had that little. You seen those stupid necklaces that the girls wear? It says like 2000 or like 2001
Yeah.
on it. This girl had one that said 1989, and I'm like, I've never seen that. Must be vintage. That must be the only one in existence. And I was talking to this girl. I'm like, you look barely 21. Like, I don't even know if I could serve you this drink.
Damn. Yeah, I
don't know what it is.
When I worked at like
Mexicans turn 16. All of a sudden, they're 45. There's something about Mexicans. They're already like they come out of the womb looking like they've been paying bills for the past 15 years, and they got 3 kids that are ungrateful as shit.
True. And then you have Alex.
And then you have Alex and Justin, who look like 12-year-old boys
Justin
in
looks
stature
like
and in the
some
face.
white kid in like a Mexican community, and Alex just looks like a Mexican. I don't know. He's just a Mexican. So
Alex is just a Mexican.
how was your week, Maspleak? Like I thought about this.
Oh,
might
my
be,
week.
like, I thought this might be a cool idea for the podcast. Like we just go over our week if anything special happens. I have some stories, some weird ass stories.
You got some stories? You start, because I'll have to think of something. We had a few things happen, but I mean,
They're not really.
you go
they're
first.
They're just fucking weird ass moments. So I've been going to the gym a lot recently. I've been loving it.
No, I'm really proud of you.
Thanks.
Just based.
And we have we have to go down as long as road. It's like straight, just cycling through it. Like it takes the longest time. And
Do you bike? You bike to the gym too?
Yeah.
My dog.
I live
You're
in the
really
Netherlands,
really
bro.
out here getting it. That's awesome.
We have the most bikes in the whole world over here.
I believe that.
But we.
Do you know New Zealand has more sheep than people?
Yeah, I knew that. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, because they're sheep fuckers. They're weird.
True. Hey, there aren't a lot of women. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Hey, a hole's a hole, my man.
But anyways, we have to go through this long ass road, and we have in the Netherlands we have these. We have a lot of gypsies, and nothing against gypsies, but they're fucking weird, a lot of the time. So we went to the store next to the like gypsy place. We call it the Kamp because Kamp, you know, and
Mein Kampf.
yeah, that's why we call it because they got gassed. So we went there. We just chilled, got some drinks, and this weird ass lady was talking like to herself. And then some we have sheeple, yeah, true. Then some workers, like employees. They walked up to her. They started talking to her because they knew she was crazy and they didn't want her to talk to a window. Then she started talking about kids and stuff. Like, yeah, I never got any kids. I should have done it when I was younger. Shit, like it was like 50 or something. Then she turned to me and my crazy ass Turkish friend, and she said, "Are you guys gonna have kids? You really should have kids. You know, you're still young." And my Turkish friend was like, "Who's this crazy bitch?" And he just ignored her. But I'm like, I want to be nice, you know. I don't want to ignore people. So I was like, yeah, I'm planning on having a family and stuff like that. I just want to get out of conversation.
At some point.
Yeah, I just want to get out of conversation, but still be nice. And we got stuck in this hour of straight up heard you talking shit, and that always.
Oh, see, I can't do that. I can't get stuck in a conversation with somebody I don't know.
Do you just
I
walk
always
away?
am just like, oh, dude, I'm just like, hey, I have to go. I hard end it. I don't care. I'll Irish goodbye. I'll walk away while you're talking. I don't care.
The funny thing is,
If I'm maxed out on a conversation, I'm maxed out. You will not get any attention from me, or I'll start getting frustrated with you,
me
and
my
you don't
friend,
want that.
me and my friend were drinking iced coffee, right? Out of these big ass cups. And because we wanted to get out, we just started chugging the shit. And she was like, "Why are you drinking so fast?" I was like,
Sorry, I gotta get drunk to fucking handle this conversation.
yeah. So yeah, we just left without even saying goodbye because she turned around and was like, "This is the moment, go." And yeah,
This the my comf.
yeah. And then
We
we
start two-stepping.
another funny. See, and another funny thing. Some guy, there's like an older guy who just sits on like the bicycle lane, just sitting there every day, all day. He's probably like on his own and stuff. He just talks to everybody who rides past him. But we
Yeah.
think every time we walk past him, and we're like, this guy just wants to die. He's
Yeah.
just sitting here waiting for someone to run him over. And my Turkish friend's like, yeah, we just should we just kick him one day, just help him out. And
You're
like,
friends with some fucking hoodlums, dude.
and we're like, no, it's just joking. But he heard on us one day, and he looked at us like depressed as fuck. Like, please do it.
Like, please, just give me, like, cut me so I can feel.
Yeah, he's like, please do it. Just fucking do it.
Oh God, I had something happen this week. It was
Right.
a situation of my own doing. I put myself into this situation. I'm not ashamed. I work at a restaurant, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I wait tables. I do this shit. I have to talk to people. Gets very tiring. I worked a double the other day, which means I get there at 10 a.m. I don't leave till like 10 p.m.
Damn.
But in between, you get a break. And today was really slow, so I got a big break. So they were like, "Hey,
BB.
I left at 1:30. Come back at 5." There's a bar right across the street. Where do you think I'm going? Go over to the bar, right? I get some food. I slam some fucking food. I have me a beer. I have me another beer. I have another beer.
Why don't you just
then
do
I
it
have a
at your own restaurant? Don't you get like free drinks and stuff?
What? You can't drink and then be on the job, dude.
Why not? Just don't
That's
get
just
drunk.
against the fucking rules. It's against the fucking rules.
If you don't get drunk, it's nothing bad, right? Just
Well, then what's the point of drinking if you're not gonna get drunk, Flapjack? Are you kidding me?
mean-
I'm not going here to.
you had to get back to work after that, right?
Well, it's across the street. I walked over. I'll walk back.
Yeah,
It's
but why not do
3:30.
it in your own restaurant?
They won't let you drink in between the shifts. And plus, why would I stay in a restaurant that I'm gonna be at all day? Like, at least give me a change of scenery.
Touche.
You know what I mean?
What a
I don't
bunch
want
of
to be stuck.
Nazis.
I don't want to be stuck in four walls all day. And at this bar, I can go over there. I can hit my fucking vape. I can drink. I can get some food. People over there are nice. They leave me alone. Nobody talks to me. Nobody's like, "Hey, can you do this for me while I'm on my fucking break?"
Oh, I hate that shit.
Dude, I hate that shit so much. They'll be like, "Hey, can you help me carry this box? I'm on break." Well, I mean, it'll take 5 minutes. I don't want to get up, dude. I've been on my feet since 9 a.m. Don't want to do this, dog.
You know what's
really
the worst
sorry.
thing? When they're all like fucking passive aggressive, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I was like
That is the service industry is pure passive aggressive.
when I was on
Oh,
my
you
break.
can't work that day?
was-
What are you doing?
Yeah, when I was on my break, I was like, she was like, "Oh, you're gonna get back into the store?" And I'm like,
No.
no, I have 1 minute left. And I just started like, she just looked at me like, yeah, but it's pretty busy, you know. I 1 minute.
I'll clock in when I clock in, bitch.
Yeah. Like, dude, fuck off. It's my break.
So I'm over at this bar. It's 3:30 now. I've been there for 2 hours. I have a full beer right in front of me, and I'm looking down like, oh fuck, I fucked up. I'm drunk. I'm hammered. I'm way more than half cut right now. I'm fully drunk. And I am frightened. My anxiety is through the goddamn roof. I'm like, I'm gonna have to go in and I'm gonna have to wait tables and I'm gonna have to finish this beer because mama never raised a quitter. You put a beer in front of me, I'm gonna finish that bitch. My stomach's hurting. I feel like I'm about to throw up. I'm like, I gotta finish this fucking beer. Lo and behold, I get a text on my phone. It's my manager. Oh, fuck.
Oh shit.
I open it up. Hey, I made a mistake. Oh, fuck me. We're done, boys. We're screwed. We're screwed. We gotta go find another job somewhere. I'm looking around this bar like, do they need help? Like, is there some place I can get in? I made a mistake. I put too many servers on for tonight. Do you want to be off? I immediately text back just yes. 3 letters, yes. And then I follow it up with, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good night. But I immediately, I think
Yes.
she sent it and she couldn't even close the browser that quick. And it was just yes.
Yes.
Yes, I would love to be fucking off. I'm shit face. I'm gone. I don't even finish the beer. That's how drunk I am. Because I'm like, I can't even finish this fucking beer.
How did
I
you
go in
go
the
home?
bathroom. I ordered a Lyft. I was just like, hey, yeah, fucking Uber me home because I'm so drunk right now. I cannot be trusted behind like even a bicycle right now. I go in the bathroom, I throw up while waiting for my Lyft. I hop in my Lyft. It's an old lady with a minivan from I guess 1932. This is the oldest minivan I've ever been in my fucking life.
Survived
She was
World War II.
rickety. It might as well have been made of wood. We might as well have been in just a fucking rowboat. And she's like, she pulls out into the middle of the goddamn. This is an old lady. She pulls out in the middle of the goddamn street. And it's like, which way do I go? I'm like, you're already in the middle of the street. Go whichever way you want to go, I guess. Just make a fucking decision. And then we get on the freeway. I'm like, no, this thing's about to fall apart. We're about to be just an axle and like a steering wheel at the end of this.
Drunk.
I'm fucked. I'm shit-faced. My anxiety is crazy. I'm like, I thought I was just gonna go home. Turns out I'm gonna die in Kentucky. I'm gonna die in Kentucky. That's where my fucking life ended up.
That's the worst part, Kentucky.
She pulls around. She finally gets to the fucking apartment building. She drives by it 3 times. I'm like, you could just drop me off right here. She's like, are you sure? Yes, I'm fucking sure. Drop me off. Get me out of this death machine. I get into the house. I lay down. I sleep for 5 hours. I wake up at 8 o'clock and I realize I would have been at work for 2 more hours after this. And I'm still drunk after the nap.
You got lucky.
That was the most interesting thing that happened to me. A storm of bad decisions led me to almost dying and almost losing my job, but by the grace of God, of Chris Chan, of Temple OS, I was able to fucking survive.
You did get the good
Thank
RNG.
God. I got the good ending. Unlike Chris Chan, I got the good ending. Oh,
Damn.
fuck me. Fuck me. Just having to relive that gives me just like a near panic attack. Fuck.
That's one hell of a story. I thought my fucking crazy lady story was good.
God. It's just because I overthink everything. At any point, everything's just a fucking movie scene to me. And I'm like, well, she said that she didn't like me, but maybe she actually does. And I go hold a boombox outside somebody's house.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Everything in my head just turns into like, what if this was like a John Hughes movie? And then it doesn't end up being John Hughes. Ends up being John Carpenter, and it's Halloween.
Yeah, I do overthink things a lot. And I always, when I don't think about doing things, it turns out way better. So I just try to do things without...
Gotta do.
Yeah, you gotta...
Your plans can't get fucked up if you don't have a plan.
True. But you can get fucked up.
Oh, I could get fucked up at any point. Usually, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good about in between my shifts just having a beer and then being like a little drunk and then suffering with the hangover like the last like 2 hours of work.
Talking about
Like
getting
just a
fucked
slight
up.
hangover.
Talking about getting fucked up. How fucked up are you gonna get in Dallas?
Oh, dude, they are. I have a running joke with Justin when I come to his house. I'm like, every high point of your house, I'm gonna fall off it. Clutching, with the phrase, clutching a bottle of wild turkey like it's all I have left. I always end it with that phrase. Just like, oh, we have a deck. I'm gonna fall off it. I'm gonna fall off it.
Like a week?
I'm going down because I had to buy my own ticket because I couldn't get my ticket from Justin, so I just told him to cancel the flight.
Yeah, is
So
it
I got
wasn't
my
it
own
with, like,
ticket.
you have to get on it? That was Reed. Reed had some weird ass story.
I have to go to. I'll get on my plane in Louisville. I'll end up in Chicago. I'll have like a 30-minute layover, so basically me just like bum rushing to the other terminal, and then I'm gonna have a 2-hour flight on like a Boeing 787. That's gonna be fucking based all the way down to Dallas, and then my flight home is a direct flight. So my flight home is gonna be like 2 hours, but my flight there is gonna be like 4 hours.
Yeah, yeah. I looked up like how I would have to get there. I would have to take a flight to Spain. Don't ask me why
Yeah.
fucking Spain, Madrid for some reason.
Well, I mean, directly flying from there's something weird in my fucking drink.
What the fuck? What's that?
What the fuck is that? That's like a little piece of skin in my drink. I think I'm a cannibal. I've turned into Hannibal Lecter, but
What
it's
the
like Hannibal Liquor.
Whoa.
Hannibal Liquor. Episode title.
Hannibal Liquor.
Hannibal Liquor. There's a little. It's like an old French fry or like a piece of skin or something. That was weird. That was not an ice cube. That was warm.
No.
That was weird. My mouth okay?
Are you
I have a taste for human flesh, Flapjack. I might eat all of them when I'm down there.
Did your fucking lungs like explode or something? What the fuck happened?
What?
Did your lungs explode or something? What happened?
I would hope so.
Bro,
As
like,
badly as I treat my lungs, dude, I wouldn't
You
fucking
need to
doubt it.
you need to stop vaping, dude. It's literally just useless.
Oh, I can smoke cigarettes. Wait.
Oh. Yeah, that's better.
Do you remember my first Idiots and Crack episodes? I was in my own apartment. I was just chain smoking cigarettes. Those were that was the most fun I ever had in my life because I'd drink a bottle of Wild Turkey and smoke a pack of cigs a day.
Bro, I
That
don't
was
even
awesome.
remember that shit. That's too long ago.
That was an era. That was an era that you had to be a part of, but you missed it.
No, I was there, but I just don't remember it.
I don't remember, even though you edited every single episode.
Bro, it all goes like gets together. It's like episode 50 is same as episode fucking 200. Like it all smashes together.
Oh, dude, I have to start writing roast for
Oh,
the
yeah,
200th
you guys are
episode.
doing
They're
a
like, yeah, we're
roast?
gonna roast. I'm like, God damn it, dude.
I can help you. I have some insight on
Don't help me. I don't need help.
Okay,
I
fuck
need
you
a
then.
fucking therapist. I don't need help.
I wish I could be that in person. I want to roast them so bad. But yeah, I don't want to go to fucking Spain, Madrid for 900 euros. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I mean a direct flight from the Netherlands, like you're crossing a continent and a half,
The weird thing
a
is
continent and a half, and an ocean.
Madrid.
So it's like it
isn't-
makes sense to go.
Madrid isn't closer or something.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's way farther east than the Netherlands.
No, it's not.
Are you retarded?
The US is to the south,
Yeah.
and Madrid is north. Madrid is to
More
the west.
north than the Netherlands?
Madrid is to the west.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Where are the Netherlands?
We're-
I'm confused. Do you
we're-
exist
we're
in like
next- Are you
Hey, like-
retarded? We're next to Germany.
do you exist in like a dimensional plane that is just not
Map of
Nether?
Europe.
Nether. How do you spell the
Y-
your
You-
fucking
you
country, dude?
Americans are so ignorant.
You Americans are so ignorant.
Yeah, it's a bit closer, but not that.
Europe map. It's a bit closer.
Fucking American piece of
Why
shit.
is this thing like 480p?
Because we're living for 80p
Where do you live?
in the Netherlands.
Where are you? I see Poland. I see Sweden. I see Finland. I see Norway.
Look at Germany.
Oh, dude, you are so much closer. What are you talking? Go to the south. You go south to to Madrid, and then you go east to the fucking United States. Are you kidding me? You're between Belgium and Germany. Are you kidding me that that's not closer? What are you talking about?
The states to the west, you fucking idiot.
The states to the west.
Yeah.
The states to the west.
Yes.
I never learned east and west.
It's.
So you go south and you go west,
North
and then
is-
you go west again.
North is up.
Uh-huh. Never eat soggy waffles. I know.
We say nooit op zondag werken. Never work on Sunday.
What? Never work on Sunday?
Yes.
Then you're closer to this shit than I was. Never work. So northwest,
No, North.
on, out, south. Are
Nooit,
you retarded?
nooit op zondag werken. North.
North? Wait, you say north and up?
North is up.
North and up?
Op.
Up?
Op.
UP? Up?
With the O. Op.
Are you fucking retarded?
It's a
I thought east was west, and you sound way more retarded than I do.
East is west.
What?
Oh, what?
What?
No,
What?
North. Nooit.
God!
East. Op. Zondag.
Up? Up?
Op. O-
Up?
Op.
Up?
Op.
Up?
Op.
Up?
You're so retarded.
Ah, no, you're
Can you
retarded.
just nuke the US? Like
God, I will nuke your entire continent. Fuck you.
Op.
Your
No,
continent is like the colonies to us. We don't care.
sorry that
Take
you
out
can't
the
say-
entire East Coast. We don't
S-
give a fuck.
Sorry that you can't say O.
Sorry that you can't spell up.
Europeans, Americans are ignorant because they don't know where countries.
Europeans are ignorant because they think 100 miles isn't far. 100 miles is a far fucking way. And they don't understand that Spain is closer to America than the Netherlands is. That's retarded.
You're retarded.
God tier response. Good job, buddy. You must have won the debate team. on
Alex,
that
you're also retarded. Why would we need to learn your state? That's like saying name all the cities in Germany. No.
Oh wow, you love Europe? Name all the countries. And take that map off your screen. I know you have it.
Polska, Duitsland,
What? In American,
Rusland.
please.
uh,
In God's language,
België,
please.
Luxembourg, Spanje, Portugal.
Wait, does Luxembourg still exist?
Yes, it does. It's fucking dumb.
Really? I
It's-
thought we nuked them.
It's like a city or something, dude. I went there.
Is it like the Vatican where it's just like a city
Yeah.
state?
I went there one time because I went to Spain with my parents with a bus because it's cheaper and stuff like that. And we
You
went
rode a bus
to
to
Spain.
Spain?
Yes, it's 2 days.
Fuck, I've ridden on some bad Greyhounds, but that sounds awful.
It's actually pretty good bus. It's like first class, so you can like lay down and stuff like that. It's pretty chill. I just watched Lord of the Rings, so. Alex, you're so stupid. States aren't countries. All right. But yeah, I went there and we went to Luxembourg. It's pretty nice, but it just looks like shitty Amsterdam.
Yeah. It's just like an Amsterdam wannabe. I do want to go to Amsterdam sometime. I heard you got a good red light district. I want to buy a hooker.
I'll be honest, I've never gone through Amsterdam, like walked through the city. I've only go to
Really?
Yeah, it's like it's nothing special to me. Dude, if you want some good hookers, don't go to Amsterdam because it's like professional. Go to Germany. It's illegal there, but the police don't do anything about it.
Okay, yeah, because Germany's based.
Yeah, Germany is
Quote
so
of the
cracked.
episode: Germany's based.
I mean, you can take that in cars, in engineering, killing the Jews.
Oh,
Um,
did you ever listen to my my Aldi's rant about how
Yeah,
they're a feat of German
did.
engineering? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought
I was very proud about that observation.
when I got back and I thought you said Audis, like the car. I was so confused.
Oh, dude, yes. I was like, wait. Okay, Audi's yes. Very cool. But Aldi's much better.
Mm-hmm. Yes. They're actually building an Aldi where I live, like next to the new store.
Oh, dude, go for it. For like 15 pence, you can get so much shit.
Wait, I think it's illegal.
What's your
I'm
what's
not
your
sure.
pennies? What's your pennies over
cents.
there? I know you.
Like a
So-
penny. A penny is like the lowest one, right? Like the
Yes, yeah. It's
Yeah,
just like
it's
1 cent, 1/100th of the whatever the main currency is.
1
So for us, it's a dollar. Pence is 1/100th of a pound.
it's basically all the same, but we just use different wording, I guess.
Yeah, just different names for it. But what's it called?
Cent.
Cent. You just call it cent.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You know what's so
Makes
cool?
sense.
You know
Makes
what's so cool?
sense.
I think having a $1 piece, like like a actual piece of paper is so cool. I like that.
Dude, paper money is it's so based. I don't know why. The thing is, like, for the longest time, the U.S. was based off of silver, or no, we had the gold standard. We had the gold standard, so every piece of paper was equivalent to a certain amount of gold. The doing away of that caused a ton of inflation and caused the large uptick in prices and whatnot. So now the dollar isn't based off anything. The dollar is just a dollar. It's not based off of anything.
Yeah, it's just
When
like
it used to be, when it used to have on every single piece of currency, it was like you can exchange this for gold, for actual like valuable shit. I mean, gold fluctuates fluctuates, but it fluctuates in kind of a vacuum because it's just how much we have. You know what I mean? And we can't just make more gold, but doing away with the gold standard, we could just make more money.
I always like
Inherently devaluing our money.
I always like the conversation about like, oh, why do we like how why do we care about like it's just paper, it's not anything special, we just gave it this. I always like the conversation, but it always goes to like fucking hippie shit, you know.
Yeah,
So
it's like
yeah.
money doesn't matter, dude.
Yeah, and then they go
Can't
down
take
to the-
it. Can't take it with us. I'm like, I bet you I won't empty out my savings account and put it in my fucking casket. Bet you I won't. Bet you I won't. I haven't even wrote a will yet, but that's gonna be the first thing. I'm like, empty out all my bank accounts and just put it in my casket. You say I can't take it with me, I fucking will. Go fuck yourself.
put it in my body.
Put it in my body. Yes. Put it in my body. Fuck it. It's going there anyway. Put it in my body.
Yes.
God, and if I get cremated, fucking burn it with me. Don't care.
Don't give it to
That's
the children.
illegal.
Fuck them.
You know that's illegal to burn currency?
Really?
Yeah, in the US it's illegal. So rappers, when they found out about that, because it was like a big Twitter thing, like it's illegal to burn currency, the rappers would start taking $100 bills, lighting them on fire, and lighting blunts with it.
Why is
I'm
it
like,
illegal?
you are so based. I don't know. It's like one of those things like defamating the flag or something. It's like, oh, it's illegal. It's like, but like, who cares, dude?
It's so
I get the symbolism behind it, but like,
I mean, the flag is different, but like money, who cares?
not really, dude. I mean, if we're gonna bring it back, it's just a piece of paper.
Yeah, but
Who
like
really
that's.
cares?
I mean,
It's the thought behind the action,
yeah.
which is like, but you can't elevate, which is always my big thing of like, there are 3 levels. There are thoughts, words, actions. Never escalate. Unless provoked. Never escalate between either of those 3 things. But
Yeah,
when somebody goes to action, you have to remember the words behind it. You have to remember the thoughts behind it. If somebody says something, you have to remember the thought behind it. It's like you have to go through those layers of an action such as that. And it's like usually it's very malicious, that action. But I truly don't get it because it's just like, I mean,
no one really
like,
gives a fuck if you do it.
you can buy a flag for $13, dude.
You're just burning money, basically.
And you just burn it. Who cares? It's way more valuable, these $100 bills that rappers are burning. You know what I mean? Why aren't you going after them, but you're going after the dude that burned a flag because, you know, you got your feelings hurt?
Yeah.
Grow up. Grow up.
I had a whole conversation with like stolen valor and stuff with Justin on the podcast, and he also have the mentality like, who cares? But it's like,
Who cares?
Yeah, I mean,
the people that care will care, and I can't tell them not to care because obviously, like, I can understand why it would rub me the wrong way. Like, I'm pretty patriotic, but that shit doesn't bother me because it's just like, oh, wow, yeah, you burned a flag. Watch this other guy fucking blow up a fucking federal building. That's the shit that I care about.
Being able to burn
I mean,
a
I have
flag-
levels.
Being able to burn a flag is basically like disproving your own point because you're able to do it, you know, without getting arrested. So you're basically fucking yourself with that symbolism, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I
Freedom,
found
motherfucker.
oh, dude. So I've been really into the Gadsden Flag lately. Do you know what the Gadsden Flag is?
No idea.
Have you seen the yellow flag with the rattlesnake that says "Don't tread on me"?
Yeah, isn't it like a Texas thing?
No. So I've been looking up a lot of history about it because I think it's the most badass flag ever. So
Wait, let me
there's
guess.
this guy named.
Let me guess. Is it Brazilian?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's American.
All right.
It's fully American. Like before we had the bald eagle, we had the rattlesnake. Like that was kind of like our first icon as America was the rattlesnake. So this guy named Gadsden, he's like just like his politician, kind of like he does a lot of like wood cuttings and stuff. He gets called to Congress. One of the first Congresses, this is back in like 1775, 1776. America's like, hey, we need a navy. We need a flag for our navy. So they got a flag for their navy, blah, 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 blah. It just kind of looks like the Stars and Stripes, the one that we have. But then they've named the first ever commander-in-chief of the navy. And they're like, he's the commander-in-chief. He needs his own special flag. So Gadsden said, all right, got you. Yellow flag so you could see it for miles. Rattlesnake with 13 rattles on it to represent the 13 colonies.
Smart.
Don't tread on me. And that was the Navy flag for them. And it became like a lot of Marines would have it, and Benjamin Franklin fucking loved this flag. He wrote about it. He wrote this very like if you ever talk to a film student and they talk about a movie that's really innocuous and they're like, well, he tapped his glass 3 times. That represents the Holy Trinity. That means he's going by God. Like that kind of like leap of logic. He did that with the flag. And he's like, you see how the eyes of the snake don't have eyelids means she's always vigilant. And it's like,
Based.
grow up. But it's just a cool ass flag. It says don't tread on me. It means don't fuck with me and I won't fuck with you. Or attack me and you're fucked. But like the most bad, it's the any ship. I just imagine it as some British dude in the crow's nest of a ship, right? Pulls out his little magnifying glass, like, oh fuck, we got a ship over there. Let's check the flag. Obviously, we have to know if they're friend or foe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck, that's the American flag. Well, we kind of own them, so like, what's going on? Go a little bit lower. Bright yellow flag.
Don't step on snack.
Rattlesnake. Or don't step on snack. Oh fuck, we might fuck up.
But we want to know.
We could just fly by ships in the night. We could just kind of fly by them, but we know if we fuck with them, they're gonna fuck with us back, and they're gonna kill us.
But we want to
So
know.
I have a Gadsden flag that I'm gonna hang right here, so everybody can see it, and it's just gonna say "Don't tread on me" because this is the most badass flag I've ever seen in my entire life.
You want to know a cool American flag thing? So, remember what's his name again? Genial Jack Jones or something? It's like it was an American guy. He raided like British towns and stuff. He
Okay.
He used
I'm not very familiar.
in the American Revolution. I messed up the name, I'm sure. But Jones was his last name, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, is he the give me liberty or give me death?
I'm not sure. But he just raided the shitload of towns in the English channels and stuff. And you know, the Dutch were like the second ally of the Americans next to the French.
Yeah.
And he was like, because the British Navy was catching up to him, like, and he was like, oh fuck. So he went to a Dutch port to like kind of chill, because you know the English won't like enter our ports because they get blown the fuck up.
Yeah.
So
You're badass.
because
You're a
of
badass navy.
the Dutch were like, because they're really strict, right? Like the Japanese, when they were like kind of don't step on our shit. They were like,
Yeah,
hey,
they would let the Dutch in. Yeah.
they were like, hey, if you want to enter our ports, you need an official flag. And the Americans just got their new flag because they just were independent. So Thomas Jefferson, I think his name is, yeah. Or what's the revolution? Yeah. He himself wrote a letter to the Dutch describing the flag. And they totally messed it up, but I actually think this sign looks really cool. Dutch American flag. And this was like the official flag for the Dutch. Like they viewed America as this flag. I'll send it to your Discord because there's a bit of
Yes,
delay.
please.
I think it looks fucking cool. I think they call it the separate flag right now.
Separate flag. Dude, have you seen? I don't know how we got into flag talk.
There
That's
we
a
go.
badass flag, dude.
This is what the
That's
Dutch made. Yeah,
badass.
that's cool. If I ever like move to the US or something, instead of the American flag hanging or the Dutch flag, I'm just gonna have this flag. Like I'm both motherfuckers.
I want the actual Confederate flag. Have you seen it?
Ooh, not the battle flag, the actual one.
Not the battle flag, no, but the actual Confederate flag where it was same setup as this, but it had 7 stars in a circle,
Yep.
and then big red bar, big white bar, big red bar.
Yeah, I have
And
it
it
on
had the
stream.
blue backing on the stars. I'm like, that's a badass flag. I kind of really like that. So I want that and the don't step on snack.
Doesn't it look like
Flag.
the Texas flag?
It is very similar to the Texas flag, yes, but the Texas flag has 5 stars because they have 5 flags held over Texas.
Yeah. I mean,
not including that flag. Not
I-
including that flag.
I saw the Confederate flag, the battle flag, hanging at like
Yeah?
a Dutch stadium, football stadium.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, why the fuck is this here?
Badass flag though.
It
Badass. I get the connotation behind it. It's been tainted by like modern media and whatnot, as has the "Don't Tread on Me." The "Don't Tread on Me" has been in modern media is like a white supremacist flag, and it's like,
I
no,
mean-
it's not really what it is. It was adopted. I mean, it fell out of favor for about 200 years until when the libertarian movement came in about the 1970s, and they readopted it as the don't tread on me, like don't fuck with me, I won't fuck with you, keep doing your shit, but like I'm ready if you want it. Fuck
Yeah,
around and find out. It's a
think-
big game of fuck around and find out.
every like flag that had to do anything with some kind of navy in like 1700s is nowadays considered with racism. The fucking even the British flag is considered with racism nowadays.
It's like
The old Dutch flag.
I get the Confederate flag, the whole heritage not hate thing.
Yeah, it's pretty. Like,
I'm like, we know exactly what you're doing, dude. You are actually like, we play around, we joke, we say gamer words. That's actual fucking racism right there. And you have to recognize that the things that you like, sometimes there's a symbolic meaning that is different from your perspective to the world's perspective. So like, I understand if I have a "Don't Tread on Me" flag, somebody's gonna come into my house and be like, I don't feel comfortable here. But also, with things like just rewriting history and saying, hey, this is now racist because we don't like it. For you've been charged guilty of wrong thing. And it's weird, it's gay, I really don't like it, and I really hope people just kind of let go of being offended for other people and just start focusing on themselves, because that's really what we need in this world, is people just more focusing on what they're doing wrong instead of what other people are doing wrong to other people.
yeah. I think if people just like would shut up and keep doing that.
Just live your fucking life. You have a day job. Go focus on your fucking day job. Don't be on Twitter looking up things specifically to get offended at them. I went through that phase. I went through my far left liberal phase. I would look up things just to get mad at Twitter. But like, what does that do for you, dog? What kind of moral high ground, high horse are you on that makes you think that you're so much better that you're gonna be able to win an argument on the internet? Nobody wins an argument on the fucking internet, dude. Nobody wins a fucking argument.
You never convince someone on the internet. I think it's like reflecting a lot, like people shoving their own problems to anyone, like someone else. You know,
Yeah.
Like, oh, I have this shitty thing going on, and I want kind of, I'm gonna reflect it on them.
For the shitty thing, like, okay. So, yeah, Trail of Tears happened. That sucked, dude. Also, if it sucked, you can suck it up and live through. It's been 200 years, dog. Get over it. Get over it.
I mean, fuck. Alex said, it's just like the swastika.
Oh, the swastika is never gonna come back into favor. The
I mean,
original meaning of the swastika was like a Buddhist
Buddhism,
peace
yeah.
symbol. Yeah, and it was a boost peace symbol for 7, which was a incredibly lucky number in both Germany and Buddhist culture. That's why Hitler selected it.
Yeah, but still, like when I see a Buddhist with like the swastika, you don't get mad. I hate symbols getting like taken over. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, it's gonna happen. Like you see a rainbow and you automatically think like, oh, the Ligabata movement. Ligabata movement.
Yeah, it's the
You
same way.
automatically think something like that, and it's like, when was I contacted? There's a whole Ralphie May sketch about this, but it's when was I contacted about the rainbow? I want to use a rainbow. Rainbows are cool colors. I like a good rainbow. I can't wear a fucking rainbow now, my dog. One of my favorite basketball jerseys is a rainbow on it, but it's from 1973 before they fucking started doing this shit. When were they contacted? Like, hey, this is now a gay fucking jersey. I get it. It's basketball. It's watching grown men put balls into holes. Little gay, little sus. But don't hijack my shit, dog. Don't hijack my things. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. Don't step on snack.
Don't step. You know what's retarding? Like if you like say, oh, like let's say you have a rainbow, right? And they're like, oh, it's for LGBTQ, and you're like, no, it's just for myself. And you're like, and they're like, oh, but why isn't it for LGBT? And it's like you need to reason.
It's like you get backed into a corner.
Yeah.
This is this whole thing where I'm gonna start just instilling chaos into the world, where whenever somebody describes a movie or a TV show to me, I'm gonna be like really excited and be like, oh, is that like Pocahontas? And then when they say no, I will just get sad and like deviate from the conversation immediately. And at some point, somebody's gonna ask me, why do you care so much about Pocahontas? Well, why don't you care about the genocide of Native Americans? And then it's like Uno reverse card. You're fucked now. And it's like people just do that all day. People just go around and just do that shit just to catch you up, just to catch you slipping. They want you to fail. Nobody in this world wants you to be a good person anymore. Nobody on the left wants you to be a good person. They all want to be morally superior to you.
Also on the right, it's like everyone. Everyone was fucked nowadays.
Everybody, there's a lot of people, there's almost everybody on the right's like, well, I shoot more guns than you. Well, I have more I have more trucks than you. They want to be more right than you are. And it's like, we're caught, like most general, like sensible people are so caught in the middle of like I kind of believe this, like we should maybe like look at the police system and be like, this is kind of racist. Let's fix this. But also, fuck you, I'm gonna say what I want. I want guns. I want personal freedom. And it's like, you feel like one of my best friends, Scar, he says it because he's Mexican and white. And he's like, he was too white for the Mexican kids, and he was too Mexican for the white kids, and he never thought he fit in. And that's kind of how a lot of people feel in America right now, is like, well, I'm not left enough to be a part of these fucking crazies, but I'm also not right enough to be a part of these crazies. So I'm caught in the middle. I'm getting shit from both sides because I'm not what they want. And politics is such a gray area. The whole right left is such a gray area. Even the political compass, where there's 4 sides, it's so binary.
Over here, it's well, like it's really funny. One of my favorite things to do is go on the like the Dutch president's Twitter, like the minister president, and just look at the comments. He tweeted something about yesterday. He tweeted about the Japanese occupation of like Indonesia, and Indonesia was like a Dutch colony at the time. And he was like, he was just telling how horrible it was and stuff like that. And the comments are just filled with right-leaning and left-leaning people shitting on him for, oh, but what about the Dutch occupation? Aren't you gonna say anything about that? And then you have the right-leaning saying, oh, what is this anti-Dutch propaganda? Go back to
exactly.
It's like you
exactly. You can't please everybody, especially like with how everything is so binary. It's like you are either racist or you're not. You're either fascist or you're not. You're either this, or you're either a Democrat or you're a Republican, and that is so I mean, humans have a tribal mentality. We want to be around people who are like us, like-minded, things like that. But how the two parties, especially in America, I can't speak for anywhere else because I just I don't have the mental capacity for it. I would be perfectly honest. But it's either you're with us, you're against us. And there's a
Yeah.
ton of gray area between those two things. There is a big section, like if this is the political spectrum, there's a big section of gray area people who are just trying to live their fucking lives. And are just like, maybe, like, some people are like, let's not rock the boat. Or like, hey, let's maybe rock the boat a little bit because we're heading towards an iceberg. There's people who are like, let's not rock the boat, but the food on the boat should be a little bit better. It's like there's a bunch of little things. It's not either rock the boat or don't rock the boat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like a test in the Netherlands to like basically go over all the standpoints of the political parties, and you say, oh, I agree with this, I don't agree with this, and you at the end you have your perfect party basically. Every time I get like a different one. I get like a alt right, alt left, middle,
Yeah,
but I don't agree
I
with any of them. They all have shitty standpoints.
exactly. Exactly, because the whole, I mean, we're gonna bring it back to like what, like, because this party system I'm gonna talk about actually gave the Nazis a way to get in power. But the multi-party system in Germany prior to World War II was really fucking cool and really good because you had 20 different parties in Congress. You didn't have two parties with 400 people each and then 3 or 4 independents.
I mean, we have that.
Just labeled as independent.
I think in total we have like 17 parties in like the main room, like who decides the cabinet. And
Like your Congress, kind of,
Yeah,
your
and then-
parliament, your
and then in
yeah.
total there are like 300 people in like total. And then after that it has to go through another room, Congress, who decides if it's okay. So it has two
Okay,
stages.
so you have like the House of Representatives and the Senate, pretty much.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I mean, the Senate is like the smaller, like there's only 2 per state, which is
Yeah,
retarded.
our
That's
Senate,
so
we
retarded.
call the first room and the second room. The first room is like the Senate, I guess, then, and that
Yeah.
has it's smaller but still has a lot of people. And then the second room, the main one, that's like fucking
Mhm.
massive. I've been there. They allow like people to watch and stuff during the discussions.
Yeah, like a town hall, kind
Yeah,
of.
Yeah,
That's
it's
dope.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
But the thing is, with the Senate, there's 2 people per state. We have 50 states, 100 people. There are 325 million Americans. You're going to tell me 100 people are going to represent every walk of life in America?
Yeah.
You're telling me there's 2 people from Alaska that are going to represent Alaska properly.
And 90% of
You're telling me there's 2 people from Texas that are going to represent Texas properly.
and most of them are like old white guys who don't have any.
They're all
experience.
old white guys. Or they're all old white guys, dude. And it's like to get to the point where you're at, you had to be in politics from the time you were 20, which means your parents had to have money or you had to have some kind of crazy fucking ambition. Regardless, you are not living the life of a suburban white guy in Ohio or a urban black man in Los Angeles. You're not living those lives, and I'm not gonna have 100 people. Like, if we had to pick 100 people randomly, like if I was just asked, yeah, pick 100 people to represent you right now, I couldn't.
And they're also from like 2 parties, which is stupid.
It's just 2 parties. There's only the binary nature of politics as it stands today is incredibly it falsifies American views. It doesn't represent Americans as they are, which is a giant gray area of people who both have left and right leaning beliefs, which is most Americans. And it also just it leads to this elitist boys club mentality of, well, we don't really have to represent them because we're better than them. We have oil companies coming to us and asking us, hey, can you vote for us? Here's $2 million.
Yeah,
I don't have an oil company coming to me and say, hey, can you sponsor us on your fucking podcast for $2 million? I don't have anybody coming to me saying, can you sponsor us for $2, dude?
To any
Like,
oil
how am
companies out there, hey, if you want to sponsor us, we'll do it.
Hey, BP, that golf shit that you did wasn't the worst thing in the world. Keep it up. Keep going.
Hey, if you want to pollute some more seas, just if you give us
Go
$2
for it.
we'll.
Go for it.
Why-
First of all, I'm not having kids, so my kids won't have to deal with anything. I'm gonna die soon, so
Why
fuck
isn't
it.
Why isn't Ass Eat helping you read chat, Flappy? Because he.
I'm not on chat. I don't care. I'm on my own corporeal dimension right now. I'm on a completely different plane of existence.
Also, we're using a restream and it's a separate thing. So yeah.
And I'm not gonna pull up Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Sorry.
Yep.
That's just wow. It's too much typing.
It's too much stuff.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Fuck. I have stuff to talk about. I actually have like real things to talk about instead of just bullshitting and ranting.
What would you like to talk about? Just like, let's not maybe save some things for next week. You know.
I have a guy. I have a guy that we can talk about. That's not Chris Chan.
Ooh.
I have an actual man that we could talk about.
Who is it?
Are you familiar with Temple OS?
Templo S? No, never. No idea.
Temple OS.
Templo? No.
Temple, like a god's temple. OS. It's an operating system. I need more ice for my drink. Actually, can we take a break?
Yeah,
Take
sure.
a break real quick,
Yeah.
because this is gonna be some shit. All right.
All right. I'm just gonna keep this in. So.
Oh yeah, go for it. I'll be back.
I'm not Justin. I'm gonna keep this shit in.
Ugh.
What the fuck's he doing? What the oh. Damn, he really needs to. Okay, he's an alcoholic. He's an actual alcoholic. How are you doing, Alex? Fuck, I'm turning into Jeremy. We are such a professional podcast. It's insane. Why is the delay? There's a long ass delay. I don't know why it's so long. Then we've been live for an hour already. Goddamn. And he's back.
Flappy, have you seen those YouTube videos? I mean, not the YouTube videos. The subreddit failed successfully.
No, I only browse public freakout.
Oh yeah, that one's really funny. Failed successfully is probably my second favorite though. It's somebody fucking up, and then ending up doing like something correctly. So like somebody falls, but they ended up making a perfect landing.
Oh.
I just did that, putting ice in my drink. So we have this little tub of ice, and I scoop it out to put it in my drink. Half of it fell midway through me doing this. All of it landed in my drink. Not a single drop of ice went on the floor. I failed successfully. Task failed successfully.
Lucky bitch.
I'm a pretty lucky guy, I like to think. I everything seems to work out for me. I've noticed. Like even if I fail, like it ends up making a successful thing come after it. I always seem to end up in the right place. God is good. Temple OS is good too.
God is an asshole.
God is an asshole, but also we're talking about God's chosen programmer.
Ooh.
God had a big hat in heaven. I imagine it is like a fedora because just that seems like what God would choose. A bunch of little fortune cookie fortunes in it with just people's names on it.
Yes.
Reaches his hand in, shakes it around a little bit. Grabs a piece of paper, pulls it out. What's the name? The name is Terry Davis. Oh, you don't know who that is, do you, Flapjack? That's okay. You will know significantly more by the end. Terry Davis was born in 1969, and he's a programmer. He went to school. He got a master's in electrical engineering. He's a fundamental Christian. But unfortunately, in fundamental Christian, the emphasis is on mental Christian. So, this guy is like 21, 22. He's working for Ticketmaster doing a ton of coding and stuff. does coding, does a lot of hardware stuff. He stumbles upon an idea. And the idea is a wood cutting machine hooked up to a PC. So you program something in your PC, the woodcutter cuts it for you. Basically, a 90s 3D printer.
Damn.
Pretty fucking cool, right? So he has this idea, so he quits Ticketmaster, right? During the same time while he's developing it, he goes to the doctor. He starts talking to the doctor, and all of a sudden the doctor's like, maybe you need to like sit down and see a psychiatrist. It's like, okay, yeah, sounds all right. Maybe I'm like maybe I have like depression or something, because I get these manic episodes where I do some weird shit. So like, let me sit down with the psychiatrist, see what's going on. Sits down with the psychiatrist. All of a sudden, he's diagnosed with not only bipolar disorder, he's diagnosed with schizophrenia. Oh fuck.
Oh
He's
shit.
27. He's 27 at the time. He's diagnosed with schizophrenia. Oh fuck. Since he quit his job and now he's diagnosed with schizophrenia, he can effectively live off of government disability because, of course, the government's going to pay for somebody who actually cannot work. Like, I'm not going to have a schizophrenic fucking code my shit.
Yeah.
As we will later see why we should never let that happen. But he also has this idea after the wood cutting machine, it doesn't get picked up. He thinks it's this really good invention, but there's no real practical use for like a PC a personal wood cutting machine, not something for like factories, which has been around for a very long time. He wanted to develop it for like in-home use. There's not really a market for that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, when was this, by the way? Like 2010?
This is mid 90s. So it's like 95, 96 is when this is going on, and he was diagnosed with schizophrenia. During the same time, it's kind of unclear of when he actually had this idea. But he decides to, because he's a really, incredibly competent coder. But it's coding on like a Commodore 64, like old school computer coding.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, okay, bet. I'm going to make my own operating system. Whoa. That's a big task. His dad didn't believe in him during this task also. His dad was like Microsoft and IBM and Apple, those are the ones that come up with like the operating system. One man can't do an operating system. He said, go fuck yourself.
Try me, bitch.
I'm gonna make fuck around and find out. Don't tread on me. Don't step on Snack. His dad stepped on Snack. So he ends up going under the online pseudonym Lustos, which is a character from, not Lord of the Rings, Platoon. Platoon with Charlie Sheen.
Mm-hmm.
He ends up going under that name and starts making this operating system under that name Lustos.
Yes.
So, starts making this operating system. He goes on for about like 5 years. It's like kind of making this operating system, but then the web starts getting really big. So he goes on to like OS dev forums, just kind of talking to other people about like his passion project. People start noticing him because of how he responds and how he types and the weird things that he says. So in this Temple OS, which he is creating, he had a random word generator. So it's just a generator. You enter in a sequence of numbers. It'll pop out a sequence of words. Most of all random. But being a fundamental Christian, Terry Davis got it in his head that God wanted him to make this operating system.
Oh, Jesus. Why does it always
Yeah.
God? Like,
I don't know. There's something with schizophrenic people of like they're searching for a purpose really hard, and when they can't find one physical, they find one in the spiritual. That's kind of the conclusion I've come to. And it's actually a very like frightening tale as I get deeper into it.
Alex,
so somebody downloads
Alex asked, is he cute?
He was kind of attractive.
he had a very symmetrical face, so I mean, like, that's gotta count for something. But so he starts this operating system. He's been working on it for a while. He eventually puts up a beta on this OS dev forum. It's about 2001, 2002, at the latest 2003. I can't remember off the top of my head. I didn't write it down. I have very basic notes for this, so I'm kind of going off the cuff. Post it up, and then whoever responds with like, hey, I couldn't get this certain section of the OS to load, but as far as I know, this kind of looks cool. You respond, well, you probably don't have a coding knowledge as deep as I do. I work for Ticketmaster.
He's a Rick and Morty
Fucking
viewer.
yeah, pretty much. Like, you have to have a certain level of intelligence to enjoy J. Cole. You have to have a certain level of intelligence to enjoy Temple OS. But he launched various betas over like 10, 15 years. He ends up getting banned from the OS dev forums for just being an asshole to people. So, eventually finds his way to Reddit. And you can still find all his Reddit stuff under the name Lose Those. It is lose those, but without the E, one word. Lose Those. You can still find all of his shit. LOSETHOS. That's it.
Lose those.
So you can still find all of his Reddit stuff. Over the years, his schizophrenia just starts to get worse and worse and worse. But he just continues developing this software. And the crazy thing about this Temple OS is it's 64-bit, which is tiny. Tiny operating system. You can run that on an N64. Mm-hmm. You can run this whole operating system on an N64. It has 16 colors, which he said was God telling him that he could only use 16 colors. And it also didn't have network compatibility, so you could not get on the internet with this. Which, even though like this program, because it had no real security wall, was incredibly susceptible to malware. It had no network connection, so you couldn't, unless you gave it to yourself, you couldn't really get any viruses on this thing. Which is kind of cool. It's kind of a good like fail-safe of never getting viruses.
Yeah, but it also like cuts a lot, like a
Yeah,
lot of stuff away. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I'll talk about it later, but there's this rebuilt version called Shrine that people did that actually connects to the internet. People have actually wrote a Discord client for it where people you can't join voice calls or anything like that, but you could get messages on Discord on Temple OS. So there's like 2 or 3 people out there who are running Discord on Temple OS. It gets crazier as I talk about it, but like Terry programmed everything from the ground up, like applications, multiple games. He invented his own programming language. It was based off of C, but he called it Holy C. And it is just a simplified, not dumbed down, because you could still do the same, a lot of the same things that you can do in C. He did it in Holy C. He wrote his own programming language for his own operating system. And I cannot stress enough how amazing this thing is. It looks awful. It functions bad. It will crash. It doesn't recognize any other cores that you have. So if you have like a multi-core processor, it will only recognize one of those cores, and all the other cores will basically be dormant, using like 1% of their power, some dumb shit like that. So like he does this incredible thing of creating his own operating system that it has a random song generator that will actually like play out notes on a keyboard for you. It has games, like it has a battleship game. It has a fucking flight simulator in the game that he programmed himself with 16 colors and a coding language that he thought of himself. Holy fuck!
I'm going through these pictures and this is weird as fuck.
So, as time goes on, he starts getting a little bit popular because people have noticed his Reddit posts, and this is about 2009, so this is about 10, 15 years after he starts really going in on this operating system. People start noticing the name Lustos, all that shit. So, he starts doing live streams, which could range from
15-minute live streams to 12-hour live streams. This man had 48-hour days. So he would stay up for 32 hours drinking Diet Chasta and sleep for 16 hours. This man operated on a level only to be imagined by gods and immortal men.
How does this make money? Like, how did he make money?
He didn't make any money. He did all open source. Everything is public domain, open source. He did not want money off of this. He just wanted people to use it.
But like, how does he pay his rent and
Disability checks. What are you talking about? He didn't accept donations because he was like, this would interfere with my government disability. So any donations, he would give it away.
That's nice.
Dude, he was like, besides being a paranoid schizophrenic, he was an awesome guy. This is where our story deviates. So I've told you all the great things about Terry Davis. Now we have to get in to why I brought him in here today. He was a paranoid schizophrenic. Have you ever heard gang stalking?
No.
Gang stalking is it's a schizophrenic symptom, but it is the idea that the CIA, the FBI, or a group is conducting a Truman Show-esque thing around you. That you are being stalked by multiple people who are pretending to just be average people.
So everything is like fake. You're living in like a...
Everything is fake. It's the Truman Show. So he thinks he's a victim of gang stalking. That means he wanted to run away. He lives in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, Jesus.
He took his car, drove down through Arizona, over into like the northern part of Texas. While in Arizona, he disassembled his car looking for a bug. Like took the doors, the hood, the fenders. Like he didn't disassemble the engine or anything, but he took everything on the extremities of the car off to see if there was a bug.
I mean,
put it all back together.
You would think after like when you reach like at the outskirts of the city, right? Hey, maybe I'm not living in like maybe they. God damn it.
But that's why he thought there was a bug in the car, because it's like, well, there's nobody around me. They have to be listening to me somehow. Paranoid schizophrenia.
Fair enough.
So he puts the car back together, drives into West Texas. Yes, West Texas. You've had me struggling with my compass directions now. He drives into Northwest Texas. He abandons the fucking car and starts walking. He walks for like 40 miles. He eventually is picked up. Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, in your communist numbers, 40 miles is like 60 kilometers ish.
Oh damn. Yeah, that's a lot.
Like ish. Like rough estimate 60, 65 kilometers.
All right.
So he walks. He's eventually picked up by a police cruiser. Obviously. But he's in the car, in the police cruiser. Because the police cruiser's like, hey, yo, I'll give you a ride to where you want to go. I mean, you're obviously like walking out here doing nothing. Let me just give you a ride to where you want to go. I'll let you off, blah, 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 blah. Nothing will happen. So, bright idea. This guy's in the back of the police cruiser. The smartest idea I've ever thought of. Jumps out. Just jumps out while they're going like 50. Breaks his fucking collarbone. Do you know how hard? Do you know how much it hurts to break a fucking collarbone?
Shit hurts a lot.
That hurts like a motherfucker. It's like, but what also scares me about the collarbone is it's basically just a piece of wood on like the two cinder blocks. You know what I mean? Because it connects to like the bottom of your neck and then it connects to your shoulder, and there's nothing below it to support it. Somebody could karate chop your collarbone and break it.
Yep.
For real. That's frightening.
You know what's the most
how vulnerable those two bones are.
You know what's the most...
This goes from your shoulder to your sternum. Your sternum's really hard.
you have to like bust through your sternum. Your shoulders are really hard because they're a joint. There's a lot of things going on there. But like that, very sensitive. Very scary to break.
The most retarded thing about this is that he got into the car in the first place. If he was gonna jump out anyways.
I don't know how far he went. There's actually nothing to confirm this. This was all in an interview. But the fact that there's no way he could have just made up this story.
Yeah.
Because it's so like detailed. Because after this, of course, the cop car turns back. The cop car just doesn't leave him like I think he thought he would. Cop car turns back around, picks him up, takes him to a hospital. Obviously, the police are coming. He pulls a fucking Kill Bill. He rushes out of the fucking hospital and tries to steal a truck from the parking garage and gets arrested.
For stealing a car.
Because obviously, you're trying to steal a fucking car. Are you retarded?
Yes, he is.
Like, how idiotic. Like, you really thought you were gonna Uma Thurman Kill Bill your way out of this. That's awesome. I really appreciate the gumption, the cojones that it takes for you to even like imagine that you could do that. But on the other hand, are you fucking stupid that you could imagine that you could fucking do that?
You know what's funny? This isn't like Chris Chan. Like Chris Chan has always been a retard. He's never done anything smart. But this guy made a fucking program and he knew how to get around the government.
It's like it seems like at 27 he just had a downward spiral and it just kept getting worse for him. Yeah. So where are we at now? I guess I'll just flash forward a little bit. He was catfished by a girl named Diane. A girl.
Yeah, good.
Girl named Diane. We actually, I've heard rumblings. I haven't researched it that deeply because I, did this all last minute. But apparently, the guy who was Diane is also very mentally ill and just wanted to torture Terry, which is awful. That is awful. Like the people who catfish Chris Chan, I think, are fucking awful. People who catfish anybody who is in this kind of mental state are fucking awful.
Yeah, you're a dickhead. Catfishing in general is fucking...
Oh, wait. I have to run that back a little bit, because... fuck. Do you know who Chris the Kiwi is?
No.
He's a regular retard on the Dick Show.
Right.
And one of my best friends in the world, her name is Radass, catfished him, and it was actually really funny because the payoff was Chris used to call into the Dick Show all the time. So the payoff was he hadn't been on like 6 months. Radass tricked him into calling the Dick Show, thinking Dick Masterson,
his daughter, right?
was her dad. That's a good troll. That is a really good troll. It had a good payoff. It was funny. It was probably one of the funniest things to come out of the show past episode 200. Like,
did they like
good
talk
shit?
about it on
That's
the
a
show?
good. Oh yeah, because they called in on the show. He called in to the show without knowing he was on the fucking show.
Oh Jesus!
It's good. It's the Dick Show. I can't remember the episode name, but it was like maybe 240, 245, 246, something like that. If you want to go back and watch it, go back and watch it. It's really good. That's an example of good catfishing, good trolling, because it had a payoff.
And it wasn't like
this
mentally fucking with someone.
It wasn't actually fucking with somebody. It wasn't actually like making somebody, because Terry believed that he was married to this woman Diane, because she just who cares, had just fucked with him so much. He's like, yeah, I'm married to her. And this was at a really vulnerable time for Terry, because he got into a domestic fight with his dad and had to be put on a protection order. Had to be away from the same kind of protection order that kept Chris away from his house.
And we all know how that ended up.
Exactly. So he's on a protection order. The guy's homeless. He's living in his van. And he's still making videos and stuff like, I can't wait for Diana to come live with me and move into my van.
So sad.
this starts getting. I brought this in originally. I'm like, this is gonna be so funny. This guy was like a fucking mad genius. This is awesome. The more I get into the story, the more I'm like, this is so fucking sad. It is. He went homeless, right?
For
And
a
he kind of
woman who
disappeared.
doesn't exist.
Well, he didn't go homeless for the woman. He was probably gonna have to fight with his dad regardless, because his dad just, as I led with, just did not believe in him and did not believe in his stuff. He was like, you have to think he went homeless in 2018. In 2017, wait, let me see if I have this right. Yes, in 2017, he was heralded as outsider art in France. They held an exhibit of outsider art where Temple OS was displayed as outsider art. He was like, the art community in France, obviously, like, ha 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 ha, it's a cat getting mutilated. Ha ha ha. This is so fucking
French
cool. Like fuck the French, but like,
Yeah, fuck him.
he was gaining real fucking traction as just this weird guy who, through sheer force of will, created an operating system. And his dad just like doesn't believe in him. And I'm like, I can get that. Like, different generations, they're not gonna believe like what the kids are doing.
I mean,
You know
he
what I mean?
wasn't
Like, my
wrong.
dad-
Like making a fucking like shit on your own. Like, Jesus, that's a lot of, and he failed. No one is using it.
You would be surprised.
Really?
You'd be surprised. Oh, because it's like a I want to put this properly because I don't want to disrespect.
Is it
Harry.
used by only like drug dealers and criminals?
No, this is only deep internet shit. Like, this is very deep internet. Like, you can't do anything on it. Like, it has a whole coding suite that you can code in Holy See, and you could do like the Hello World. Like, you can open up the code to the flight simulator and see what he coded for the flight simulator and stuff, and it's really fucking cool. The stuff he was doing was incredible. Like, there were tech sites that were reviewing this OS and being like, one guy made this? This is really good. It was surprising how many good reviews like this operating system got, given like, if you look up how it looks and like how you have to like kind of operate it, it kind of shitty. But when you think that this guy made the programming language, the kernel, the compactor, he made everything from the ground up.
He could have made much money like working at Google or fucking
He could have
or something, but he's crazy. So it's fucking
mental illness.
Yeah.
Mental illness. And the thing is, when he went homeless in 2018, he disappeared for a few months and then showed up in like Oregon, in like Portland, Oregon, way far away from where we thought he was, without his van.
Mm-hmm.
He gets a ton of people just like coming up to him and being like, "Hey, we're like genuine fans of Temple OS, and we just like want to talk to you." And they would talk to him, and he would be cool, and it wouldn't be like angry or anything. There's this interview in the McDonald's. This is the most heartbreaking part of this. There's an interview in a McDonald's where these two guys, they sit down for about an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes, and they're interviewing him. And he just sounds like a normal person because he's talking about programming and stuff. I mean, he slips in some weird shit every so often.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm gonna read you one of his internet posts after this. After you get a lot of sympathy for him, I'm gonna read this because this is some shit. But he would slip in like, yeah, God called me to do this, blah 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 blah. But like, he would talk about programming and just, he would be incredibly lucid, just incredibly like could hold a conversation. And it's like, when you watch something like that, it's like, did he just have a lack of real human connection? Like, obviously he's mentally ill.
I mean,
obviously,
if he
unmedicated, mentally ill. But did he just have a lack of human interaction for so long that when he finally talks to these people, he actually sounds like he's answering questions, he's cognizant, like he's there. And to see that, and to see his internet streams from like a year or even like a month prior, it's like he's just crazy, going off the rails, just like
he
out
had
of
to
his
be,
fucking
right?
brain cell.
Because
he was mad.
If you work on that for so long, like so little sleep, you don't have time to go out with friends or do anything basically with other people. That's why
Especially with the stuff that he was able to do.
I think without his mental illness, he wouldn't have like been able to do it.
Oh no, he'd just be. We wouldn't talk about him.
Yeah,
And it's the same thing with Christian. It's like if he was just like, "Hey, I'm not autistic. I have a job. I work 40 hours a week to support my parents," and he left the internet, he would just be a normal guy. You know what I mean? I mean, there's like, there's so many examples of people who troll on the internet, and then they're like, "Okay, yeah, I moved past that." They have wife and kids, and they're like doctors and shit. Like somebody who trolled Chris Chan is a doctor with a wife and a child now. And he like doesn't talk about it because it's stuff he did in 2007, 2008. So he doesn't like, he's like, yeah, that was just something I was doing.
yeah, when you were like
Just some for
younger.
fun on the internet. Yeah, I was like 16, 17. I was just doing fun shit on the internet. I grew up.
Yeah, it's like when
He would just be that guy. He would be like a wavy web surf video. You know what I mean?
It's like when you were a kid and you were yelling at Xbox or, like for me,
Yeah.
I was a PlayStation kid, so for me, like yelling at PlayStation, I don't stand behind what I said. It's funny, but you know,
No, it's funny, but like
yelling the
I
N
don't-
word in the mic isn't.
Like, if you show me a Discord voice challenge and 6 months ago, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I don't stand behind that. But first of all, I was with the boys, I was drunk, and also, we're just fucking around. Like, this isn't real. Like, somebody who's like, if he was like, yeah, I got diagnosed with schizophrenia, but I started taking medicine and, like, getting out of the house more. Just to, like, kind of acclimate myself to normal society. I kept a job. I just, like, because there's a ton of people with schizophrenia that are medicated that are living fairly normal lives. Like, I mean, they have some limitations, they have some social awkwardness, and as is expected from somebody with a crippling illness like schizophrenia, but you can live a fairly normal, successful life as a person with schizophrenia. And he just didn't have the people around him that supported him enough to help him through that.
Also, the internet on like 2000 and what was it?
This is like 2007.
Yeah, like the internet's turning more and more into real life. I feel like.
Mhm.
So, but then back
Yeah.
then, like no one, like, jeez, you didn't give a fuck.
You were just a handle on the internet. Like,
Yeah.
I would just be Mass Bleak if I was on. I wouldn't have a name on 4chan. I wouldn't be a fucking A-log. But if like I have a name on Kiwi Farms, that's just like my name on Kiwi Farms. Like, I don't post anything, but like you just have like your Twitter handle. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it's just your Twitter handle. Like, I've had Twitter since 2009. I remember when you were just a Twitter handle. It wasn't real life. When I started seeing real life people on Twitter, I was like, whoa, this is kind of like weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like this is internet. This is the internet shit. And as the internet has, I mean, the internet's always been big as far as I can remember. Like, the internet was everything, but as a means of social connection, now more than ever, you are the person you are on the internet, and it's scary. It's incredibly scary.
No shit, like parasocial, fucking relationships have been through the roof. Like,
Bro, most definitely. You think there is not some guy out there that is obsessed with a certain Instagram, TikTok person that thinks that they are best friends because of their unchecked mental illness?
I watch a lot of Twitch, right, and I follow the streamers on Twitter and stuff, and I go to the comment sections, and these guys, like, when, let's say, like, for example, Call Me Carson, I don't know if you know him, he had some...
Yeah, I know Call Me Carson.
He was 19.
R.I.P.
He was 19, messaged a 17-year-old, people acted like it was beautiful. It's fucking 2 years, come on. And
there's also specifically a law that protects that.
Yeah,
because there's 2 years difference. There's a law specifically in the American law system that protects that because there's no difference really.
Yeah, but so basically he went to a streamer called Misgif. He went to his house, and Jay Schlatt, a friend, ex-friend, I guess, of Carson, also lives near him.
Misgif's at the time.
Yes. Yeah, Misgif's girlfriend messaged Jay Schlatt, yo, is it okay if he comes? And Jay Schlatt message back, yeah, that's cool, or something like that. And people on Twitter are like breaking down. Yeah, of course he's gonna say, yeah, it's cool. He's actually pretty mad about it. He doesn't want them to come over. Like, Jesus, what's wrong with you? Why are you reading into this
That's
much?
the whole. I mean, as you mentioned, very pointedly, it's a parasocial relationship. People will put their own feelings and what they think they know about a person onto them as an actual person just based on their online persona and their online personality. It's incredible the leaps and bounds people will go through their own minds to put meaning onto things that don't have any meaning. Like, I will say something on the internet and like I'll have a person in my real life message me and be like, you were talking about me, weren't you? And it's like, no, dude, it's the internet. If the boot fits, I fucking guess. But if you were...
Alex said, I had a soft PR, guys. Me happy. One track for my goal. Notice me, senpai. Let's go, Alex. Good job. I just want to
say you.
Fuck you, Alex.
Can you bench your own weight once? Stupid idiot. Bench, squat, and deadlift your own weight. Basically. I say that a guy who drinks his own weight in Wild Turkey. I'm fat, Flapjack. I'm fat.
No, you're not.
I hate it.
You're skinny,
dude. No, I got one of those Snapchat memories today. And it's me shirtless in front of a mirror, and I took a shirtless pic in front of the mirror today, and I said, no, I'm fucking fat. I'm fat.
Bro, calm down. I say it every day. Calm down.
No! I won't calm down. I'm fat. I'm fat, Flapjack. Billy George, I'm flat. I'm fat. I'm fat.
Is your dog's name Billy George?
It's not my dog. He's just a dog. He just kind of lives here. He just comes through the door every night when he's out fucking bitches.
What the fuck? He just comes.
No, it's my roommate's dog. It's my roommate's dog.
Billy George. I mean, my friend has a cat that just like gets through the window and just chills in his room. It doesn't even.
That was one of my favorite TikToks ever. It's the back door of an apartment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a cat inside who has a name. I think it's like Nutter Butter or something. It's like a really cute cat name.
Yeah.
And this cat always comes to the window and just kind of like hangs out with Nutter Butter. And so one day the owner just kind of leaves the door open. And it's just like, hey, if you want to come in, you can. And it's like this interaction between the two cats. Because the one cat doesn't want to come through the door because it thinks there's something there. Or it thinks it's going to get caught or something.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see the cat looking at him and then kind of looking at the food bowl. And it's like, hey, we put out some treats. I've already ate. I'm full. There's some food right here for you, dog. And the cat being tentative on coming through. So the other Nutter Butter goes out the door and then back in like, hey, there's nothing here. Like, we're not going to hurt you. And the cat finally comes in and like eats some food. But then gets anxious and then like fucking leaves. I'm like, that's the cutest thing ever. Like, just the cat was like, I've been through so much. I don't trust nobody. I feel like that's how a lot of these internet people should be. It's like, I shouldn't trust anybody.
I mean, if you see a girl on the internet, just like assume 50-50.
Assume it's a guy. Always assume it's a guy.
Always.
Oh, I have one more thing on Temple OS. So, the random word generator, right? Terry Davis thought he was talking to God. So, he asked God questions. And I have a few select answers and questions that he thinks that are like very pertinent questions to ask God. So, these are God's answers.
Okay.
God's answers. So, Terry asked God, what's your favorite band? God says, the Beatles. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I'm glad he's kind of into like the 60s pop experimental
imagine if you
kind of stuff they were going on.
AC/DC Highway to Hell.
That'd be fun. That would, honestly, I feel like the Beatles as God's favorite band, that kind of fucking works.
Yeah.
The next question was a little bit heavier. What was the hardest part about evolution? There's a lot of things that you could put as an answer to that.
Mumble rappers.
Mumble rap is God's greatest creation, and he shines his light upon them every day. Lil Uzi's next album is going to be a fucking classic, just like all of his other albums have been. So, Flapjack, if you ever talk shit about mumble rap again, I will mumble rap your face into my penis.
They
You
suck.
stupid bitch.
Fuck you.
All right. I mean, your opinion can be wrong. I mean, as long as you're confident in it, your opinion can always be wrong.
My opinion is facts, and that's the way it is.
Okay. I'll let you slide just because we're talking about God here, and like I'm a good Christian boy.
Yes.
So, the hardest part about evolution: getting monkey mothers to hold their babies. Huh?
I mean,
That's interesting. That's interesting to think about. There's a lot to unpack there. Could be racist. Could always be racist. Could always be something racist. A part of Terry Davis's things. As I still have something that I'm gonna read that's gonna show you Terry Davis's like full thought process and how he posted. But we're gonna get through this. This happened about 2011. So this guy was like, "How do you feel about the movie Avatar?" Now, Flapjack, as God, how would you feel about the movie Avatar? Not the Last Airbender, the blue skin, weird like Pocahontas tribute.
Bad representation. This isn't.
Yeah.
This is like sinful. Aliens ain't real. Shit like that.
That's solid. I would probably go to church to praise Flapjack to God. So when Terry Davis says, "How do you feel about the movie Avatar?" God says, "Sick skin." Now, it could mean sick skin. Like they're sick, but I think it's like, yeah, sick skin. Their skin was pretty sick.
I should have.
I like that. I like that version of God that uses like 90s skater terms. I think that's my favorite version of God. It's just like, yeah, you know, the flood was pretty gnarly, but we rode it out, bro, and we we got through it. I like it. It was pretty sick. Like, that's my version of God that I want.
I would like to see God go with the time. You know, when medieval, he was like the typical.
I just thought of. You ever seen The Simpsons where they add the character to the little cartoon Tom and Jerry show, and it's a little dog, and he has the backwards hat, the sunglasses, and the skateboard. That's how I imagine my God is he's just a dog with sunglasses, backwards hat, skateboard, and be like, what should they say when God's not on the TV? Well, they should say, "Where's God? Where's God at right now?"
Yeah, right now he's saying, "Oh, this is lit. Let's play some Fortnite."
Bro, he's doing a 360 nollie grind off of a church ramp rail. That would be fucking sick. Yeah. Another question. I have the best question for last, but like I have another question in between, which is actually a pretty accurate answer. What did Neanderthals think about? Do you have any guesses?
Sex.
Warmth.
Fire.
Warmth. Yeah. Warmth could mean fire. Warmth could mean the caress of another Neanderthal, whether they be gay or straight. It could mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have the best question. I have the best question and the best answer. I saved it for last because I'm a showman, and you always got to end on some kind of a grand finale.
Mm-hmm.
Terry asked God, "What's your favorite video game?"
Ooh.
What's the answer? What's the answer, Flapjack? What you got?
What year was this again?
This was 2011, 2012.
All right.
What's your favorite video game?
What's
God's favorite video game?
Funny answer would have been Doom, but I know it isn't.
That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, let's do some demons.
But I imagine it would be like Civ or something. Like God just like plays God all day.
Let me guess GTA.
GTA? No, you're not even close.
Oh, so it's like, is it like a old ass game like fucking?
Yeah, it is.
Pac-Man?
Nope. You want me to tell you?
Yes, I can't.
Terry sat down at his computer one day and he asked God, "What's your favorite video game?"
Is it a video game he made?
No,
Oh.
no, it's not. Don't interrupt me. I'm talking about God's word right here. Don't interrupt God's word. You'll be smitten to hell.
Smitten.
You'll be smitten to hell. May God rain hellfire and brimstone upon ye house. Terry Davis sits down at his computer one day. Oh, boots up Temple OS. Boots up in like 5 seconds because it's a 16 megabyte file. Goes to the word generator. God, I am your humble servant. What is your favorite video game? A break in the clouds open.
Break in the I've never heard of
A
that.
break in the cloud. Wait, I'm leading up to it. A break in the clouds open. A
Oh.
shaft of light shines on one place in Tokyo. It's Nintendo. And God says the words, "My favorite video game is Donkey Kong. Hell yeah! It's fucking Donkey Kong. Hell the fuck yeah!"
Hey, it does make sense. It makes sense. Monkeys.
I don't know if
evolution.
he's exactly. I don't know if he's talking about Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong 64, the Donkey Kong Konga game, the original Donkey Kong with Mario. Like, I don't know what he's fucking talking about, but I agree with this totally. God's favorite game is fucking Donkey Kong. Of fucking course. Of course.
Fucking DK, dude. You know,
Ugh,
you know what be
that's
would-
fucking amazing. That's fucking amazing, isn't it?
You know what would be really funny? If we die,
What?
like, and we go to like go this review and we go to heaven, and we're like, "Hey, is your favorite video game really Donkey Kong?" It's like, "Yeah,"
What are you talking about? Go to the arcade.
and you're
Do
like,
you see any shooters in there? And it's just lines and lines, hundreds and hundreds of standalone consoles, and it's just Donkey Kong.
and you ask him like, "So
God
everything,
is good.
so everything you said to this guy, like, that was you?" And he was like, "Yeah,
I was kind of trolling him a little bit, but
yeah." I don't think Avatar.
I feel like my God is a troll. Because what I was always raised in church is God has a sick sense of humor, and God likes jokes. So I'm like, okay, God's a troll. So this Christian shit, that's God. I'm gonna be schizophrenic. I'm gonna be Terry Davis one day because I'm gonna just be like, everything is fucking God. Everything is just a fucking joke from God.
Jesus was just a troll.
Jesus was just a troll. He wasn't a real guy. I just gave him all this shit just to fuck with this one specific dude.
Christian wasn't. He was
Christian was the Messiah. You killed him. You fucking killed him.
Like, I impregnated. His
You ruined him. He was my perfect representation of humanity.
He just like.
Ugh.
I mean, he did create a bunch of monkeys, so maybe he didn't want to become smart.
So I have a very fun thing to read from
Christian was the Messiah.
Christian was the Messiah. I fully believe that. I fully believe in my heart of hearts that Christian was Messiah, and our world was so dirty and so corrupted that we infiltrated his life and corrupted the Messiah. That we were like, Jesus was sinless. He walked through a desert for 40 days, was tempted by the devil, never gave in. Christian, our world got so bad in 2,000 years that we were able to corrupt the Messiah himself.
Yes, that's how it. He has. He has to. Jesus.
Are we God? Are we God?
Is this podcast the representation of God's word?
Yes, it has to be. It has to be. Okay, I'm gonna read this, and I have to take a piss really bad.
Alright.
But this was on Terry Davis's blog post. So he had his own website of where he would post blogs, and this will give you a very good representation of how this guy's mind works. So I've given you a lot of good things to love about Terry Davis, a lot of sympathetic things that you can think of. But you have to remember, this guy thought he was gang stalked. This guy was racist. He was a white supremacist. So whenever the N word comes along, I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna say quesadilla. And if it's a
Quesadilla.
hard quesadilla, and if it's a soft A, I will say quesadilla. So,
Alright.
going forward, quesadilla is hard R. Quesadilla is just like my N-word.
type shit.
Mhm.
That's gonna be the show for the forever. We're just gonna say quesadilla, quesadilla. So, this is Terry Davis. This is a Terry Davis post from, oh god, this had to have been like 2013, 2012. So, let me get into character. I live in a CAI. Fuck you. I gotta start over now. You fucked me up. I live in a CIA prison. A quesadilla runs my prison. In prison, the quesadilla tries to torment me. We could take away his knives by confessing every day. In about 2000, I masturbated, fantasizing about my niece Lonnie. She looks like Star Trek 7 of 9. In 1985, at my sister's wedding, I stuck my crotch on the hot tub drain because it kinda sucked. In 1985, I tried to get a dog to lick my dick. Oh my god. In 1998 to 2003, I fantasized about leaving a Catholic church like Dune of Mexicans or Brazilians? ? That was dumb because they're quesadillas. In 2003, I played tag with a black girl about 7 years old. She reached for my crotch. In high school, in the library, Carlos and I said juicy or toxic as a way of evaluating girls. In 1988, I cheated on my SAT by talking in the hall during my break. 2 problems. On September 9th, 1999, 9999, I killed a CIA quesadilla on purpose with my car emoticon face. : close parentheses. That's the emoticon face he says after that.
So
I killed a CIA quesadilla with my car. This is referenced multiple times.
So what he did, he just ran over a random black guy.
He just ran over a black dude. He just ran him the fuck over.
That's bad. Why?
In 1980, I don't know. We don't know. We will never know. In 1982, I was 12. I babysat Kevin's kids. Who the fuck is Kevin?
Find him.
I changed a diaper because I thought that was being a professional. What? In 1975, when I was about age 5, my brother, Keith, put my penis in a vacuum. What? What? The fuck?
What the fuck?
In 1977, when I was about age 7, my brother, Danny, got me high on gas fumes, and we sucked each other's dicks. That is exactly what it says. I'm not justifying you right now. That is exactly what it fucking says.
That's some Christian shit. No.
Dude! Dr. Wait, this name is gonna fuck me up. Dr. Syraxis. We're gonna pretend it's Cyrax. It's Cyrax from Mortal Kombat. Dr. Cyrax from Mortal Kombat had an oddly round ass.
Oh.
Paul Keck at Zytec had an oddly round ass. Distracting? ?
I like.
And finally, to end off this cherry of just trauma dumping, of homosexual tendencies, awakenings. At about age 5, Jay Weinrich, fully doxes his fucking name, Jay Weinrich. Hope that dude's having a good fucking life.
Probably moved on.
At about age 5, Jay Weinrich and I touched each other's dicks to each other's assholes.
What the fuck?
At age 5!
You know what's the funny part?
What the fuck?
You know what's the funny part? That dude is probably gonna get like, he barely remembers that event, and he just reads this and is like, what the
What the fuck, dude? Alright, so to end it off, Terry Davis died in 2018. On August 13th, so we're about 3 days out from the anniversary. It happened. We had the 3-year anniversary of Terry Davis dying. You wanna know how he died?
Suicide.
Yeah. How'd he do it?
Pills.
My quesadilla jumped in front of a fucking train. He jumped in front of a goddamn train.
My quesadilla.
And my quesadilla, dog. Look at this guy go from front to back, base.
Base.
Front to back, one of the most base men to ever exist. I have a Temple OS hat and shirt on the way.
Did you just call
I
him,
ordered it. I ordered it last night at 4 a.m. I need this.
You just called a guy who ran over a red and black guy because he's racist. Based.
So, I stand by this. Only because I really have to pee.
Alright.
So, vamp for a second. I'm gonna get ice and pee. R.I.P. Terry Davis. You were a legend. You were a genius, and you were God's chosen programmer.
Rip my quesadilla.
Rip my quesadilla.
Dilla. Fuck. Yes. So it's time for me to vamp. We've been live for 2 hours. This is a long ass fucking stream. I think Alex just left, so we don't have any viewers. I'm talking to myself. I'm probably gonna do an awkward zoom in into fucking funny moments right now. Hello YouTube, fuck you. Why are you watching this channel? What's wrong with you? Yes. How does Mesblick find these fucking weird ass people? I do not know. Like, people have talents for shit, and Mesblick just has talent for finding weird. A police car just fucking. Alright. I think someone is getting arrested outside. Nice. Fuck you, YouTube. I hate you. This is how I'm gonna vamp. Like, just talk shit to you guys in the future, basically. So this man jumped in front of a train. That's kind of it's sad, but also he ran over like a random person. So fuck him. Mental illness is fucking crazy, bro. He has one weird ass hat, like strange. I'm gonna do what Alex does. Fuck, never mind. We're on YouTube. I can't play copyrighted music. I'm gonna get taken down. Look who's back. Look who's back. The fucking ponytail bitch.
Bitch.
I just talk shit like for the future because no one is watching. So I'm just gonna put it in a YouTube video. I was like, fuck you.
Oh yeah.
Don't step on Snack.
Don't step on Snack. What do you have? What do you have for me?
I'm looking at a bunch of old photos of him. And
of Terry Davis?
Yes, his Twitter, that's still up.
Yeah, all of his shit's still up. You can go find all of the stuff that he was posting. He was incredibly schizophrenic, and just like the major theme was that he was being stalked by the CIA, and that quesadillas are subservient to the white race. But I don't think he was actually like I don't think he was truly a white supremacist. No, I think just his schizophrenia and his paranoia like led into that, because there's no evidence of him like doing anything like that before he was actually like fully schizophrenic.
Yeah, it could also be just like bad internet influence.
Mm-hmm.
Bro,
totally. I mean, all of this is bad internet influence. Like, if he hadn't, yeah.
I'm going through his Twitter right now, and it's just like the only tweet he has ever done. Like, it's a shitload of tweets, and they're all Terry is live ! And then like his socials, and they're all the exact same.
So, I was talking about that subreddit earlier. Task failed successfully.
Yes.
I found another Reddit last night.
Yeah.
It's good. Oh, it's real good. Oh, it's some shit. It's called Opiate Church.
Opiate
Can
Church.
you guess what they have going on in this thing. People shooting up heroin.
Damn.
Yeah.
Is that the whole Reddit?
On Reddit. It's that, people taking pills, people making cakes that are like perk 30s.
Is it just like people just shooting themselves with drugs and that's it?
Yeah, it's on there. It's on there. It's all on there. And then people just being like, wow, glad my grandpa died. I have his whole opiate stash now. Are you kidding? And you're going to ban the Donald? Really?
I mean,
and there's people actually doing opiates,
if they're
illegal drugs.
If they're doing it, is it legal in any state?
Opiates?
Yeah.
Only Oregon, probably, because they've legalized all drugs because they're fucking based. But like, also, this is wild. This should not be here. I don't know why. I don't know why this this got in my this grinded my gears.
How did you find it?
This grinded my gears really hard because I'm like, why? Why are you glorifying doing opiates?
True. I mean, Reddit is so retarded with their moderation. Reddit is a bad site overall. You can't even.
It's bad.
You cannot
Except
search.
for porn. You can find a great porn on Reddit.
Bro, searching on Reddit is so annoying.
I look for one specific thing, bro. I'm sorry. Let me look for that thing. If I don't, you're gonna give me a ton of like users with the name of the community that I'm trying to search for. I know you have a community.
I have to go on.
You have a community for everything.
Yeah, I have to go on Google, then like search the name and put Reddit after it.
Exactly. Like, why is your UI so bad?
True. I'm probably the only person who thinks this. I think the new Reddit UI, you know, the old scuffed one, I like the new one.
I like the new one too. I think the new one is a
I also like
market improvement.
I also like the new Steam UI.
I haven't opened Steam in forever.
Oh, you know
I just opened Steam from I just opened the games from like my. I haven't bought a game in forever. I play like the same 6 games.
You know what really sucks though? The new Twitter UI.
Yeah, the new font fucks me up.
It's just like, it was good, and then they just made a bunch of
things.
It's
fine.
They made a bunch of things white.
That's kind of what I'm pissed off about. Is a bunch of companies doing things differently just to be different.
You know what's really
than what they were. It's like, well, it worked. It worked.
You know
what you had fucking worked, and now you're changing it just to change it. I don't care. This 7 looks fucking weird. You go into Twitter and you see the 7, and that fucking thing looks weird. I don't like the little curved 7. It's a line and another line as God fucking intended it. Now you're doing all these weird curves and italicized. I don't care, dude. I don't fucking care.
My theory is, they have a bunch of graphic designs or like designers in their company, and they don't want to lay off a bunch of people out of nowhere, so they just like update it every now and then. So they don't have to.
You know, it's in the Twitter's terms of service that you can't fuck with the you can't make the little Twitter bird. You can't Photoshop it in any tweets or anything.
Why not?
I don't know. They're very Vince McMahon. They're very like, don't fuck with my shit.
Do they actually moderate it though, or?
I mean, not from personal experience. I don't know, but you can't like, because there was a Twitter account that was like a Larry Bird Twitter account. He's a basketball player from the Boston Celtics. Very great. Probably the best white player besides like John Stockton or Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic's modern though, so we won't know. But they edited the bird because his name is Larry Bird. So they edited it for like a Celtics jersey and whatnot. It got taken down.
That's so retarded.
That's retarded, isn't it?
Maybe you know how they ruined Pepe the Frog because they made him a Nazi. Maybe they don't want the same to happen.
It was left media making it a Nazi thing.
I mean, yes, but you know, like when people start using the bird as a Nazi
symbol. It's like the same thing as women complaining about beauty standards.
Yeah,
this shit grinds my gears.
Oh,
grinds my gears.
Oh, why do you tell me to lose weight? Why won't you date me like this? 2 seconds later, hey, you need to be 7 feet tall.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's women have created beauty standards for themselves. Whenever they go and they're like, I don't like my curly hair because of beauty
Exactly.
standards. They do a ton of women who have naturally straight hair that they put on a pedestal themselves. They're like, oh, this woman's
Bro,
so beautiful. I'll never be like him because of male beauty standards. Like,
you,
that's your standards. Don't put your views of yourself, your low self-esteem on us,
yeah,
dog. That's not us. You can't speak for us. I will never talk to That's why I don't get dating advice from women, dog, because I don't get if I'm a fisherman, I don't get advice on how to fish from fish. I get it from
but
other
Mesli, you
fishermen.
don't understand. It's our fault because we're men.
Yeah, it's always our fault, right? It's always our fault. It's
Bro,
our fault for everything. It's the patriarchy.
you
That's
wanna
what
know
they
what?
all chalk up all their fucking issues to, is the goddamn patriarchy. What is the patriarchy, dog? I don't know. I don't fucking know what the patriarchy is. I was just born. You're gonna be mad at me because I was fucking born? Now your body like, the first thing women go to when they want to insult you is, oh, you're gay or you have a small penis. Oh, so you're homophobic and you're also body shaming me. The two things that you really get on other people about, right? Yeah, you're fucked up. Not me.
Bro,
Not me.
you wanna know a sick story?
Yes. Always.
I'm gonna sound like such a coon, but fuck it. So me and my Pakistani friend and Turkish friends were in the mall, just chilling, kicking balls around,
Yeah.
even though we're not allowed to. But it's like 12 at night, so there are no security guards. So fuck it.
Okay.
We go into a store and we see this hot woman. Like she's hot. Like she's not a 10, she's an 11. You know, it's not even fair.
Okay. Yeah.
She had
Yeah.
curly
I got you.
hair.
I got you.
The fucking pants were tight as fuck. You know. We see
Mhm.
her from a distance. We don't give a fuck. It's 12 at night. We're with the boys.
Right.
We just yell, damn, look at that. She hears
I
it,
love you guys.
but she ignores it. She doesn't care.
Yeah, of course.
Then we just keep walking. We went to get some milk for a friend of mine. You know, we get to the milk section.
Who buys milk from a fucking mall, dude?
We get to the milk section. We grab that milk. That
Milk
woman,
section of the mall? There's a whole
No,
section
it's-
of the
it's a-
mall where
it's
there's
a s-
milk?
it's a store in the mall.
They sell groceries in the fucking mall over there?
Yes.
That's
S-
awesome!
So we get to the milk section. We get him some milk. We look to our right. The girl is standing there, like next to us. No, she's close, so we don't have the balls to yell at her. You know. So we just look
Yeah.
at her. We just look at her ass. She bends over to pick up the milk. We just look at her.
Uh-huh.
She knows we're looking at her. Bro,
Of course, yeah. Yeah.
she likes it. We see her smirking. She does. You know how girls like
Oh,
stand up, all set, like with their
fuck.
back.
Yeah.
She walks away, hip swing. She looks
Oh,
back,
no.
smirking at us. We went to crazy, bro. And then-
Yeah?
yeah, it was one hell. And she knew it. She liked doing it,
You didn't shoot? You didn't shoot at all?
bro. She was
You
like
didn't go
20.
shoot your shot?
We're a bunch of 16 and 17 years old. She's like 25.
Who cares? She's the pedophile, not you.
We should have done it, yeah. Let's fuck it.
You should, bro. At any point, like,
Should have just
my
looked at
whole
her.
view of it,
Hey,
my
like-
whole view of it, if I'm not a single man right now. I'm in love right now, and I'm gonna get married, and I'm very
Sick.
happy. I'm in love. But when I was single, my philosophy was shooters shoot, and if you're in a slump, you just swing the bat. Who cares? If you're in a slump, hit out of it.
But bro,
Just shooters shoot and hitters hit. So you just even if you can't be scared of rejection in that, especially if she gives you sign, like if she touches your shoulder, you're in there. You might as well just shoot your shot. If she says no, you have to know like she just kind of does that with everybody, and that she wasn't worth your time.
bro, I'm telling
You gotta
she
reason
was
it
like,
with yourself at that
She
point.
was like an 11. Like 10 is a low ball for her. It was.
It doesn't matter how hot a woman is. If you have confidence, you can nail her. I'm not being like misogynistic or anything, but like to
all
women,
women are just
confidence is
whores.
everything. You just like if you walk up to a woman, hey, my name's Flapjack.
Yeah,
What's
I'm
your name?
Flapjack. Yeah, I should have just
Dude, that's a killer. It's like, hey, I'm like immediately introduce yourself.
You should just lean
Hey, I'm
over.
Master.
Hey.
Don't ever have a line. Don't have anything like that. Just, hey, I'm Flapjack.
And then just
Hey,
hey
I'm
back and
Mass Bleak.
you're like
Hey, I'm Mass Bleak. Nice to meet you.
you come here
And then
often.
you go from there because the confidence for you to just go up with no line, no nothing, just hey, I'm me.
Hi.
It's nice to meet me, isn't it?
You just,
It's one of those things. It changes the dynamic
and
a little
if
bit.
you voice
It
crack,
puts
just
you
walk away.
as the advantage because you're the one that was able to do that.
Yeah, if you voice chat, just or like voice crack, just walk away.
Oh yeah, well you have a problem with that. I don't.
Hi. Oh, never mind.
Hi, I'm Flappy.
Bo,
Hi, I'm Mass Bleak.
do you even know my real name?
I do. I wasn't gonna say it.
So
You know my real name.
Bro, my Twitter handle is the Flapjack,
Yeah.
like comma, Bart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't ever feel comfortable, especially on podcasts, like just saying somebody's real name because I don't know if that's information that they want
Yes.
out there.
Bro,
You know what I mean?
you know
Like
who's
it's not
really,
gonna come from me. If somebody wants to say it, if you want to say that your name's Bart, go for it.
You know who's really
You already said it, so.
You know who's really like no bullshit with that? Fucking KIGP, bro. They're like
Oh yeah, they're.
even if they know that person for like 20 years, they will not say their name on the podcast. It's
Oh yeah, they were really good because I know. Jeremy knows my real name.
yeah.
Jeremy knows. Like me and Jeremy message every so often. I love Jeremy. I'm gonna get on that stream again because that was actually a really fun stream to be on.
Yeah, bro. I liked it. I got on like later. I think it was a pretty fun stream.
Going back to like the women shit.
Woman.
Have you know the women the WNBA, the women's NBA?
Oh, fuck off with that bullshit.
Oh my god, I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed.
I know a better story. Fuck you. About women.
Okay.
Woman.
Okay,
and,
go off then. But I got this women NBA thing that I'm gonna go off on for
women
about, like,
and complaining about
hour.
wanting rights. Woman rights. Come on, what a joke.
I got a right for you right here.
So Dextero, some shitty gaming like, oh, we're cool with the kids, like news article stuff. They put on like they tweeted top 10 biggest Twitch streamers, like hours watched with viewers. Number 1 Asmongold, number 2 XUC, the list goes on. Bunch of guys.
Yeah.
No women, because women
Because
aren't
no,
that
they
big on
just do
Twitch.
hot tub streams.
Yes. So Twitter, of course, jumped on it like a fucking bloodhounds. What is this bullshit?
Of course.
Why aren't there any women on this list? This is sexist.
Twitter gets mad at stats so often.
It's like
They'll just get mad at facts.
it's like, who are you getting mad at? Are you getting mad at Dextero for posting
You're getting
what's
mad
right?
at numbers, dog. You're getting mad at numbers.
Yes, it's just the way it is. Go watch women if you wanted to go.
Sorry. If I post the fastest 100-meter dashes and it's all men, oh god, oh fuck me, I might as well kill myself because my whole family is gonna get doxxed.
I'm not one of those
just for facts. For facts.
I'm not one of those right-winged idiots that's like they post like numbers out of context, nothing.
I hate that. I hate cherry picking numbers. I hate numbers out of context.
But this is literally this isn't out of context. This is just most hours watched.
It's just facts. It's just facts.
So people got mad at it. I can't find the tweet. I looked for it like 2 hours. I just wanted to say that people are fucking stupid and
people are so dumb.
Yes.
Another stat that's really fun. 26. That's how many dunks in WNBA history. There have been 26 dunks. The NBA has a dunk contest where a guy who was 5'3" won. Spud Webb was 5'3" and won the dunk contest.
Damn.
We have a contest on most creative dunks. And these people over here for 15, 20 years have only been able to dunk the ball once a year. There's only been one dunk a year.
Yeah,
The WNBA is so blinded by the fact that they want equal pay. They like there's so many stats that I don't have written down that I should have written down because this is a big thing for me. So the NBA has a profit margin of about 1.6 billion every year. They make about $1.6 billion. A lot of money. They're a brand. They're a worldwide brand. They have a lot of like LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Steph Curry. They have a lot of people who are recognized worldwide, regardless of even player names, logos. Chicago Bulls, Miami Heat, Los Angeles Lakers. There's a ton of names that are recognized worldwide. 1.6 billion. Of that profit margin, NBA players get about half of that. The actual people who go out and play the game get about half of that. That's awesome. That's amazing that the people who are actually going out and making the product are making that much money. That's awesome. That is so cool. Because there's, I'm going to be honest, there's a lot of young black men in the NBA who are getting a lot of money for being really good at basketball. That's really awesome. And for the places that they come from and the things that a lot of these players have gone through, it's incredible. And we should praise them for all the shit. Like, there are people like Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's from nowhere, Greece. He's a black man in Greece. You can only imagine how hard this kid's life was as a black man in Greece trying to play basketball. And he gets the NBA and he becomes a back-to-back MVP and ends up winning the NBA championship with the Milwaukee Bucks. Of all the secondary market teams, he goes out and just wins with this team. That's fucking awesome. It's great, and we should praise him, the team, the system that he came up in to give him the opportunity for that. WNBA players don't give a flying fuck. The WNBA operates at a $10 million loss every single year. There are only 4 teams. There are 13 teams in the WNBA. There are 16 teams in the WNBA. Only 4 are profitable.
Damn.
And they're complaining because they get a quarter of the total profit margins of the WNBA.
You know
what? You want half of this $10 million debt that your guys are going in every year?
You know what's funny?
You want the WNBA. The NBA bailed out the WNBA for 15 years.
I have a picture on screen right now.
What was that?
I have a picture on screen right now of the perfect example of like picking stats. It says she Bird, I guess, woman player. 17 seasons in the WNBA. 4 WNBA's championships.
Yep.
2020 salary 2,000 and 1,500,000. Or like 215,000. That's still a lot.
215,000. That's awesome.
That's a lot. For what?
That's a lot of money. That's
Yes.
a lot of money for just playing basketball.
Bonus
you know
for
I mean?
winning the finals in 2020. 11K and 365.
That's awesome.
$56 dollars. Then LeBron James, same stats, 17.
Yeah, 17 seasons, 4 championships.
NBA championships. 37.44 million. And
$37 million for a year in the NBA.
Yes.
That's the best player of all time. Like, you can argue Kobe, you can argue Michael Jordan. That is the best player of all time.
And once this,
whoever picks up a basketball, you have to compare yourself to LeBron James or Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan. These just exceptional god tier athletes.
But the thing is, like, people use this as proof. Like, oh, this should be the same because it's the same game, same pay, shit like that. Bro, if they would pay her this, the WNBA would be gone in a year because they couldn't afford anything. They would operate. I saw a video on this, but they would operate with
coaches that were in high school. They would have no referees. They would have no janitors, and they would have no stadiums to play in. They would play in a fucking rec league. If they wanted to pay the players equal amount, no, you're not as good. Have you seen? Look up WNBA lowlights. These women cannot play basketball, dude. People are like, "Oh yeah, watch WNBA for the fundamentals." They can't play basketball. There was an old show called Pros versus Joes where professional players would play regular people in their in like games and stuff.
Yeah,
And a regular average guy be a WNBA player in basketball.
we have the same thing going on with football right now. Not sure, not for soccer for you
Look
guys.
at that. Look at that. How you miss a layup?
Yeah, this is.
Look at
bad.
that. Look at that. How you airball a finger roll? How do you do that?
This is bad.
Oh, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Airball. Look
But
at that.
I guess for you guys soccer, we have the same thing going on. Our woman, like a women's team that played in the finals of like the World Championship, lost to a junior section of like a B team.
Yes, I saw
and
that.
they are complaining that they don't get equal pay because they got into the finals.
You're
and
not
stuff.
as good, dude, and
No,
it
but
sucks.
Listen,
it sucks.
listen. I when I was still when I still like did soccer as like a sport. I was with like a club.
As you all did over there.
Yes. We went to a women's international game because they're cheap as fuck. They're like $9 to get in.
Oh yeah.
Into like it was like the semi-final of like Germany against Italy or something, and we just got in. Bro, it's full. The stadium is filled with children. It's just like how do you expect someone to pay? Like, do they want?
I'm not gonna pay. What's full price? Like, let's say, I don't know, what's full price for like a soccer game of men, of like elite, like the biggest game that's ever gonna come to the Netherlands?
Bro, like the
what would be
biggest game
full
in
price?
the Netherlands is probably like Ajax against PSV or something.
Yeah. What would be the ticket price for that?
It will be like the main price will be like $50 or something, but it's sold out in like minutes, right?
Yeah.
So they go for
Yeah.
thousands of euros.
Oh yeah, on the scalper market. The
Yeah.
scalper market in and of itself is incredible. Shout out to a lot of people getting a lot of money off of scalping. I'm never gonna be mad at that.
To be fair, the Dutch league isn't anything special. If you talk about
But
Barcelona,
still, I mean,
if you talk about
I mean,
Barcelona,
you could say that, but also it's the best people from an entire country
yes,
playing each other. That's awesome. Like the NBA All-Star game. Oh, dude, that sells out in 5 seconds. Like
Yeah.
you cannot get a ticket for that unless you have a name.
I
Like
mean,
if my album went #1, I might be able to get a ticket for it just off of spending like $3,000
if
to
we're
the
talking,
All-Star
if we're
game
talking
to see the
Spanish
best
league,
players of the year play against each other. It would be a shitload of money. I mean, the American dollar is useless now, but what are you gonna do?
I mean, if we're talking Spanish league or the Dutch or the German Bundesliga,
Yeah.
and we get like Bayern München against Dortmund or Barcelona against Real Madrid, those like the standard price €500 to get in.
For Barcelona Madrid, yeah, I can
Yeah,
see that.
yeah. Or
I
even
can see that easily.
if it isn't more, like, and then the
The
scalpers.
thing I love about the MLS All-Star game, the American Soccer League All-Star game,
You guys
is
suck.
they'll get their. Yeah, we suck. Yeah, our women's soccer league is fucking great though. But I mean,
'Cause they're
as
hot?
we're saying, women aren't as good.
Oh.
And oh my god, they're so hot. But our All-Star game isn't East versus West, or it isn't like this division versus this division. It's our best players versus a European team.
Oh,
Like I
really?
remember watching one year, and it's us versus Man U.
Manchester United.
Or yeah,
Then
yeah.
you guys
We'll play like an actual
like I will tell you first and foremost, like I grew up in Columbus. We have the Columbus Crew. Like we love our Columbus Crew. They are multi-time national champions in soccer. But if our all-star team goes against a like British or like Barcelona or like somebody from Europe, I've never been more patriotic in my entire life. I don't care who's on which team. I don't care if they're from the LA Galaxy or like Dallas FC. I
LA
don't
Galaxy,
care.
I must admit, they aren't bad. They're alright.
Well, I mean, you have to remember, like, it's the same thing with like LeBron going to LA Lakers. It's the market that really draws people. It's like LA is the epitome of America currently. And you have to think like in the 1930s to the 50s, it was New York. And
Yeah.
it would shift. And it's like Miami was the 80s. The 90s was New York again. And then the 2000s, 2010s was LA. And it's like we kind of shift between what city really represents the culture at the time. But right now, it's been LA for about like 20, 25 years. That is the epicenter of American culture. What comes out of LA eventually spreads to every part of the country. There is this phenomenon called the California accent. And it's because a lot of shows have been filmed in California. A lot of people who watch a lot of TV, especially like people like me who watched a lot of TV growing up, we grow up with the California accent, even though we grow up in the Midwest. We have that accent, and it shaped American culture to the point that we talk like them.
The same
LA
over here, bro.
is the epicenter.
My grandma talks like normal. I can eat it. Like it isn't. It's just a couple of words. Like we say, if I say I'm going home, I say ik ga naar huis. She says ik ga naar huis.
Oh, okay.
It's like those little words but it still throws me off because I live in Arnhem. She says I live in Arnhem. And but I just grew up with TV saying like proper Dutch. All accents are kind of going away over time.
Yeah.
With like people aren't growing up in the streets anymore. They're growing up on the internet. You know?
Yeah.
Alex just said, holy shit, still go. Hell yeah, dude. We've been going 2.5 hours.
We've been going, and I don't even feel like we've been going that long.
No, it's fun.
Like, I'm in it. Like, I was checking my watch. I'm like, whoa, it's already 3 o'clock. Oh, my God, it's already 3:35. Like, we're still going. I don't care. Like, I'm having a fun time.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting to see because we're kind of in that time. I saw a quote. It's kind of become a meme now, but I still think it's a good quote. It's too young to explore the Earth, or too old to explore the Earth, too young to explore the universe. We're in a weird ass time.
Yeah, we are in that weird buffer generation. I feel like
we're just looking.
But
back
I feel like every generation is kind of in that where I just feel like we are looking towards the future so much. Like we grew up with I mean personally, I grew up with watching the Jetsons. And I'm like, I'm too young to experience the flying cars and stuff, but every generation before me has experienced that. I'm also experiencing a ton of shit that nobody else has experienced. Like I experienced VCRs and tape recorders and like things that you just put tapes in and it would rewind it for you. Whole machines set up for that. I grew up with answering machines and home phones, and now I have Discord and iPhones, and I can operate just off of this like cloud of internet. There's this cloud of internet that just exists around me at any time that I can log on to, and I don't have to be plugged into anything, dude. Like I remember when I was 7 years old asking for an internet connection for my PC. Like the times that we live in is crazy.
Kids nowadays are getting like we like to joke. I'm not talking about 12-year-old kids. I'm talking about 4-year-olds and 2-year-olds right now.
Oh God,
they are getting smart. My niece is already singing "Happy Birthday" in English. She can barely speak Dutch. She is using the phone on YouTube, going through reels, just swiping. She knows, hey, can you go to home for me? She goes to the fucking. That's so insane. My grandma can't even figure that shit out. You know?
Exactly. Like my grandma has an iPhone, and she like messages me every so often with emotes. Like, what?
Yeah.
What? This is wild. Like the times that we live in are really wild, but we're caught in the middle because we are not the generation that grew up with nothing and all of a sudden we have a phone and now we can just call people.
Like you could have never.
We're in between.
We're in the mental age basically. Like mental illness is more dangerous nowadays than fucking cancer,
Oh, most definitely.
and
I
that's
mean,
crazy.
obviously, like you can see by the amount of like, I mean, we grow up in an age where the internet is God.
Yeah, you can win wars with if you have fucking Twitter on your side.
Ex- That's exactly it. The court of public opinion has been given so much power
The people
in
have
the
more
past
power than
20,
ever.
25 years. They do, and
But the
it's
thing is,
insane.
also easy. It's so easy to play them.
Oh, you can manipulate people. If you have enough influence, you can manipulate people all day and night.
yeah, it's the world is right now. I watched a full podcast with Joe Rogan and Elon Musk today. I've just
Yeah.
watched pieces of it, but I sat down and watched the full thing. Dude, we're either gonna fuck everything up right now, or it's gonna get really fucking good in the future.
That's more likely is that we're gonna fuck everything up
We're humans,
because
yeah.
of just how we've. I mean, have you watched Black Mirror?
Yeah, bro, that shit in China is going on, bro.
It's going on. They have a social score.
Yes, and
It's going on. It's happening.
and
It's
China-
happening.
and
It's all
China is so
technology is
brainwashed.
taken to 11, and the 11 for all of us is using it for bad.
And the people in
And
China are so brainwashed. They're just cool with it. They're like, yeah, this is great.
It's just how it is. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
And we're eventually going to get to the point here of where it's just like, well, it's just how it is. You say faggot too much on the internet, you're gonna get
You can't
you're
buy a
gonna get
house.
canceled. Like, yeah, you won't be able to buy a house. Your mother, your children won't have food on their plate. And that's where I'm at. It's like, well, I'm not gonna let anything fuck up. If I have kids, nothing's gonna fuck up my stream of revenue.
So,
And
yeah,
I
you
have
would
to
just bend
adhere
down
to
and-
this because this is public policy. I mean, you saw what happened with the baby. He just went on. I mean, obviously, he went on a super homophobic rant and everything, but he lost shows for the next 6 months. And it's like, you know how many people are on his back right now? He was a billion streams per song artist. His song that he released like 3 weeks ago has 25 million streams. How many people are riding off of his back that are not going to have money now? How many kids aren't going to have food on their plates now because of one thing this dude did? And I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying that it's kind of fucked up that one thing one dude does can fuck up so much shit in the long run.
I would probably like. You're probably not agree with this. I do think firing people for shit they say is good sometimes. Like when you work at a McDonald's, who cares? You're in the kitchen. You're not gonna influence anyone. If you are fucking Hitler standing on the stage, you should get fired for that shit.
But that shouldn't be the dichotomy, though. It shouldn't be somebody at the lowest level and then somebody at the highest level, and we compare them and we try to meet in the middle. That should be the dichotomy.
No, I mean more
it
like
should be somebody who's like a low level influencer who can influence 10,000 people, and there's a high level influencer who can influence 15 million people. We should not hold those people to the same standard.
No, of course not. I mean like people with a job. I'm talking purely jobs. I'm not talking getting canceled on Instagram because you can still get a job if you get canceled on Instagram. Let's be honest. I'm talking like a guy who works in an office shouldn't get fired for if he said some racist stuff or something. A guy who is in politics, that's different. Or a guy who is on like a TV show.
But you have to define racist. Is it racist by court of public
Fucking
opinion,
yelling the N-word
or
when
is that is racist? Yes. But then there are things that are innocuous that people say that are like, "Whoa, this was really racist. This was really discriminatory. This was really ableist. This is really all the ISTs, the little ist. This was really ist, like blank ist." And it's like, fuck you. Like, have you seen how far Twitter is up their own ass about like things like that. It's like trigger warning, the color red, trigger warning, the number 12,
Bro, have you
trigger
seen
warning.
somebody
Like,
got
have you
banned?
seen that shit? They are so up their own ass. It is Tumblr on 35
Somebody
out
got
of
banned from
10.
Discord because um they said German, and because it says man. Can we please stop saying like
Oh my
using gender
fucking
language?
god. I want to kill myself. This world
Alex
that
just
we
said
live in.
Flappy defends racist confirmed. I'm doing the opposite. I'm saying a racist guy should be fired from if he's like a public figure,
I just don't think that in all actuality
People don't
we
care
live
about
in a
intent
we
anymore, true.
facts. Context is everything, intent is everything.
Yeah,
We have to recognize that if somebody just goes onto a Terry Davis rant of quesadilla, 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 like that's racist.
yeah.
But we can't just say, hey, there are some people out there who are committing more crimes than a lot of people, and maybe they shouldn't be protesting that much. That's deemed cancelable right now. It's thought crime. It's not actual going out and blowing up a public building, which also I'm drawing a huge I'm doing the same thing I said not to do of thought crime versus like actual terrorism. But there's a line of where somebody says something that they may have said innocuously, or they said by mistake, or they like things were taken out of context, of where now they're canceled and now nobody hears from them now. And it's this little
Alex,
range of like public perception rules all. And that's
Alex said
scary.
jokes should be excluded. I mean,
I hate reading chat because it completely derails. Because Alex is just out here just trolling us.
I mean, he has a fair point. Should jokes be excluded for, like,
No.
because you can still
Not because
make
it's a
really
joke.
racist
Not because
joke.
it's a joke. Because people use that argument all the time of
Yeah,
it
I
was
was
just a
just
joke.
joking,
Oh, I
yeah.
was just joking. Like, no, you should. If you use that argument, you've already lost.
Yes.
Because you have freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want.
And then you have those
Regardless
idiots saying,
of it's a joke, regardless of if you actually mean it, you should just be able to say what you want. If you just say, oh, well, it was just a joke, you've lost. Because somebody's going to come back and be like, well, it wasn't funny. And then they think they've won the argument. I can say whatever I want. And the constant, like, especially, like, I'm arguing this from an American perspective, obviously, so I know I'm alienating a lot of the world with it. But in an American perspective, the First Amendment specifically protects hate speech.
yeah,
It specifically protects the right that other people are going to get offended by what you say. But we have to have that because we need freedom of speech. So if you want to say whatever you want to say, just say it. Just say it. Just do it. Nike, just do it. If people fucking hate it, people fucking hate it. And that sucks for them. But you can say whatever you want, dude.
bro.
And
I used this.
we can judge it later, but the court of public opinion does not recognize the Constitution. And that's where people get fucked up, is because people will wear, I mean, we talked about the Gadsden Flag earlier. That Chris Pratt wore a shirt with a artist depiction of the Gadsden Flag. Very different, but it was basically the Gadsden Flag. It said, don't tread on me. And the whole article was calling him racist because of it.
Yeah, but
It's like,
it's just like, it's the thing is, people would, like, reasonable people, he will probably just ignore it, right? Chris Pratt wouldn't give, if he was a reasonable person,
yes.
or if he lived a normal life, just fuck it and you move on. Fuck the article, it's gonna die in 2 days, no one cares. But
as always, it's a 24-hour news cycle.
He has a whole corporation and PR department after him saying, yo, if you want to be in the next movie, you better take the fucking shit off and do a public apology. The half of the shit people say in on Twitter, they don't actually believe in. They just do it so they keep their job.
No, they do. The thing is that they do it because there's a pig pile, and they don't want to be a part of that big dog pile on a person, and it makes them feel better, and it puts them on a moral high horse.
Yeah.
And a lot of the liberal left want to be on a moral high horse, and that's why when I was like really left, when I was in college and like right after college, I was really, really left leaning. Very far left leaning, near communist left leaning. I was very far left. And it kept being that there was this superiority thing of, well, you shouldn't call the person that shot up your house a drug addict because it boils them down to one certain thing. I'm like, they shot up my house. I don't give a fuck what I call them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I had that whole experience of where I know the person that fucking blew a hole through my side door was a fucking drug addict. I know the person that put a bullet hole 5 inches above my head was a drug addict, and I just want to call him that because I'm angry at them. That's all discredited now because I called them a drug addict and I subjected them to this one signifying phrase. I got crucified on Twitter. I got crucified for calling him. Oh, this was on my old Twitter account. I fucking deleted it. I had way too many followers on that Twitter account. I needed to dead that shit.
It's just who can be the most woke.
Who can be? It's a competition. It is a swimming contest of where we're all getting closer to a landmark that keeps moving back. There's goalposts moving constantly on the left of where, well, you don't like that trans person that raped your mom? He was trans though, so you should probably give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, fuck you. No, he raped my mother. Fuck you.
Bro,
fuck you.
That's why I fucking hate the word ally. Oh, I'm an ally for the cause. Like, shut the fuck up. Like,
I used to identify by that, which is the worst part. I used to identify by that. I'm an ally for this shit. Yeah, I'm not like actually like I've kissed dudes. Like I've done some stuff with dudes, but like I'm an ally. I'm not really a part of that. And it's like, but you're just an ally. Like allies are actually just secret Nazis trying to weave their way into, like, fuck you. I was trying to support you, but now fuck you.
I also
your
hate
whole organization is shit now to me because you're just gatekeeping assholes to it.
This happened a lot during the Black Lives Matter thing, which, let's be honest, led nowhere. Like, nothing changed. Like, they force people. Like, it starts with, first it was just don't be racist. Don't post anything weird. Don't post anything anti-Black Lives Matter. Then it moved to, hey, if you don't post anything, you must be a white supremacist. Like, I remember JonTron.
Exactly.
JonTron didn't want to post anything because he wanted his audience and his YouTube channel to be like a light-hearted place. To have fun, to forget about the world.
Some place where you could go and you could forget everything. You could just buy into this for 15 minutes and the world is a good place.
People call them like a racist for not...
for just not participating.
Yes, it's
fucking... For just not participating.
It's ridiculous.
Like, that was around the time I was still, like... trying to be left leaning, like trying to like. I mean, I lived in a very urban center. Columbus, Ohio is a very urban center, so it was very left leaning.
You went from left leaning,
and also
to
I lived
N-word on Discord.
Yeah, I did, and I mean, I'm not gonna blame anybody but myself for that because I was so disillusioned with it because I lived off of a college campus with a lot of left-leaning people who were so incredibly gatekeeping about how liberal they were. It's like, well, yeah, you're you support Black Lives Matter and you like this, but you're still white and we still fucking hate you and you should hate yourself because you're white. I'm like, I'm not like, I have self-esteem issues, dog. I already don't like myself. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the white...
let me hate myself more. Let me fucking kill myself. Because you just think that white people are the fucking problem.
Yep.
And as I've gone farther right, I've liked myself a lot more. Maybe that's the secret white supremacist in me.
I think the problem, or not
Obviously not, but like it's the whole thing of just I don't blame myself for anything because I didn't do anything.
I mean, it's not.
And I'm not gonna take the onus of my ancestors, who my ancestors came
Exactly.
over in 1940. We were never slave owners. We were good.
Even no,
Like
but even if your ancestors were slave
like
owners, you're not that guy. You're
Like,
not
I'm
even
not that
closely
guy, pal.
related to
I'm
him.
not that guy.
Like just because
I'm not that guy.
my grandpa or like I'll tell that we're not proud, but like I'll just straight. My grandpa was a fucking Nazi who believed in killing the Jews and was in a Wehrmacht. I have nothing to do with that guy. Don't associate with him.
You are generations removed from him. You do not need to take the sins of your father. I mean, the Bible says that the son takes the sins of the father. That's stupid. That is such a stupid, closed-minded argument. You should never take the sins of something you didn't do personally. Like, I have things that I did personally that I feel regret about, but I'm not going to take things that I didn't do onto myself and hate myself for things I didn't. The whole white guilt thing, it's fucking idiotic. You shouldn't hate yourself for something you didn't do. You shouldn't hate yourself for who you're being born as. Is what they're trying to do. They're trying to force this racist, Jim Crow, discrimination, segregation thing onto us because they feel like their ancestors were fucked up and they feel this superiority complex because their ancestors were fucked up. I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't do this to you. And you have to recognize that I didn't do this to you. I just lived my fucking life. And if you want to be mad at me, you can be mad at me. Sorry. You can be mad at me. I'm never going to be mad at you for being mad at me. But for the basis of what you're mad at me about, for what I look like, for things I can't control.
That's things they hate.
It's idiotic. It's idiotic. It is very low IQ of you. It's incredibly low IQ.
No, but they get mad when you say like, oh, 90% of black people or this. But
yeah, 1350. They get mad at that, and it's like, I'm sorry you get mad at numbers, but you can't change numbers. Are you gonna change 1 to 2? Are you gonna do that?
Alex says my
if you want to
ancestors
do that,
may have been what? My ancestors might have owned slaves. That's very possible. That's Mexican people ever owned slaves?
Mexican people's own slaves. A ton of civilizations across the world own slaves.
Bro,
how do you think the pyramids were built? They were built by Jewish slaves.
I hate that nowadays. If you think about the word slave, you only think about the 1800 slave trade. Yeah. Not about the Greek slaves, the Ottoman slaves.
And like, to bring it back, they hijacked that.
Yes.
They hijacked that entire word, that entire representation. They hijacked it
but
and
also,
said it's only about this specific thing. It's not about all these other people that died, worked under this fucking name.
Remember that there's like this thing in Washington, like a big fucking pole, and it's built by slaves, and people got mad about it, right? Like, it's built by slaves. Why are we acting like this? Bro, look, everybody likes the pyramids. Who built that?
Exactly. It's like we all go to the pyramids and we praise the pyramids, but I'm like, no slaves made that, right? You're being completely hypocritical about it.
Yep.
It's incredible the leaps of logic people will go to, and then the things that they will just leave to the dirt because it doesn't appeal to their ideology. It's incredible. That's also the whole thing with like there was never any real communism.
Yeah, because real communism.
It's like Mao Shin, Stalin. They weren't real communists. It's like, no, they were left-leaning authoritarian communists just like you, and people on Twitter have now retroactively considered them right-wing because they don't like them. I've seen so many tweets of like, well, they were all left-wing, like people listing off like, have there ever been any left-leaning dictators?
Stalin.
Have there ever been and then people listening, people being like Stalin, Mao Shin, like all these other people, and they're like, well, they were right leaning, so they don't really count. Like, fuck you, fuck you. Don't rewrite history like that. Don't do that.
Bro,
You
but
have to
also,
understand where they were coming from. That was communism. What they were doing was purely communism. It was left-wing authoritarianism. That was communism, and that is communism, and it's not going to be you getting $50,000 a year just to sit on your ass and shit talk on Twitter. That's not what
Alex,
communism is. You're going to go work in the fields, or you're going to go work in a factory. That's what communism is.
Alex just said real communism only exists on paper. That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
Communism is like saying, oh, where this is a system, like, oh, I have this cool ass system. Everybody gets a shitload of money. We produce food, and we don't kill any animals.
Yep.
Yeah, how is that possible? How are we gonna do that?
You know what? I came up with communism in the 8th grade. I wrote it down. I was like, what if the government owned every corporation and gave everybody $50,000 a year? I came up with that when I was in 7th grade, and I didn't realize the social, economic, political repercussions of it. I came up with the shit. I arrived at it independently, as Peter Campbell does in Mad Men. Whoever gets that reference is fucking fire. But I arrived at it independently. But it's a 13-year-old's daydream of I don't have to work, and I just get money. It was COVID. COVID gave a ton of communists a ton of hope, because they're like, whoa, we get $800 a week just for sitting on our ass.
Yeah, and they all have to pay it back in taxes.
Holy fuck. Yeah, no. You know how much I had to pay in taxes this year?
You
know how much I had to pay? I had to pay like $2,000.
It's not that bad.
When I had like $700 in the bank.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, but
that's
also
pretty bad.
I'm
that's
Dutch.
pretty fucking bad.
Also, I'm Dutch. We're like semi-socialist, so.
God, you live in 1984. I'd say that to everybody who lives in like Britain or like any European place.
I'll be honest,
we have it
pretty fucking good over here. The taxes are pretty high, but it's not like people are poor. The like people have a good amount of money. The doctors aren't expensive at all. We have it pretty well, I have to say.
I just think that like I want to run that back, because true communism is it's propaganda. But communism is everybody gets paid the same. So I'm like, you're gonna have a doctor get paid the same as like a supermarket worker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where my line gets drawn. I'm like,
they also
no, this motherfucker went through 15 years of med school and has $45,000, like $4,500 in.
They also bring up
so,
point
like $500,000 in debt. I can't say words right now, but $500,000 in debt, and they have to make the same amount as some dude who never went to college, barely graduated high school, and is working in a supermarket. I don't get that.
I have to let my dog out. So what do you think about wrapping it up?
I can wrap this up. Yeah. I don't have anything else to say.
I just have one last thing to say about this topic. Yeah, I forgot it. Oh yeah, they always they bring up the topic like, oh, the workers pay like they work their ass off all day hard and they only get like $700, and the owner, but the owner invested everything. He bought the tools. He invested everything too.
So I will end this with why I drink on my breaks.
Yes.
For every dollar the owner makes, I make a dime. That's why I drink on company time.
Great ending of the episode.
And that's how we end things. You can find us every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Flapjacks time.
Yep.
Every week on Monday. You can find us on YouTube, on Twitch, Spotify. All the episodes will be uploaded. You can find us. You can find me, Massbleak, at massbleak.com. It will take you directly to my Bandcamp. You can buy my album for you can buy my whole discography for 69 cents, which wasn't intentional, but is actually kind of fucking cool. And you can buy my whole discography, 3 albums, 7 singles and an EP for 69 cents, or
69.
you can just download each individual album and track for free. Who the fuck cares? Just download it. Go for it. You can find me on twitch.tv/idiotsyncratic, 10:30 CST, 11:30 EST. I'm usually on there. I wasn't on there the past 2 weeks because they were doing movies and I was working, but yeah, that's where you can find me. Flapjack, where can we find you?
You can find me on the Flapjack123 on Twitter,
Ah,
Instagram, and on my website. It links to the shit. You can hire me. I'll edit your videos. Do your shit.
please. He's an amazing editor. Go and fucking hire him. He's done a lot of great stuff. I've commissioned him for $25 to do a Full House idiosyncratic version, and he did it, and it was incredible. So, as a anecdotal reference, just go fucking find him. Where can you find this podcast, Flapjack? Because I don't know. I don't know where we can find us.
it on We'llNameThisLater, the SoundCloud, YouTube, Twitch, and Spotify. I'm kind of fucking around with Spotify because I don't have money to pay for the SoundCloud subscription. So,
I'll commission you so you have money for that. So I will think of a few commissions over the next rest of the day so
Hell
I
yeah,
can
dude.
give you money to do it.
So that will be fixed. I'll start editing the funny moments as soon as I have time because I'm working on something. For episode 200 on Idiosyncratic.
Oh my god.
Check that shit
it's
out.
gonna be really good.
It's gonna
I'm
be
gonna
really
be
good.
in
You're gonna be
I'm gonna be in Dallas on
Yes.
September 4th. That is a Saturday. It will probably be live at about 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. CST. You can fucking adjust it however you want, but we will be live. And it will be fun. We will do a idiosyncratic roast of Justin and Alex. And Flapjack is working on something really incredible for that episode. I am also working on something really good for that episode. Maybe not as good as Flapjack's, because Flapjack is an actual fucking genius on the level of Terry Davis. But every Monday at 1 p.m. EST, you can find us at We'llNameThisLater, Twitch, YouTube, all the good stuff. We spend 5 minutes plugging everything and 3 hours bullshitting on everything. You can fucking find us. Have a great day. I love you lots. And
And